to the same play all over again, which is nice for us because if it's a $50 stock or a $30 stock, or even say if it's a 25er, and then they run it back down to $10, dude, I'll buy that dude again, and I'll wait a couple more years. Some people don't have a couple years, and I understand that concept. But I'm just saying, this could be like a vicious cycle.
I have said that from the get-go. We could,
or is that the plan all along?
If you play it right, but here's the thing.
No, of course, I understand that. You're right. Go ahead.
If you're not playing the up and the downside, you're going to get caught bag holding long again, because everybody's going to be super pumped. The Twitter sphere is going to be like, oh my God, AMC squeezing, reverse split, we're going to squeeze. People are going to lock in at highs again. That's why after converting, if I'm in the play, it's calls. I am voting yes for conversion and no on reverse split. That's how I'm voting. That would be pretty bullish for everybody. But if we reverse split after conversion and we're sitting at like $3 and we go to 30, shorts are going to pile back into this again because they just covered in the money, because Adam Aaron sold them ape shares at 66 cents, which are now a $3 AMC share. They covered in the money for free because of Adam Aaron, which he thinks, now that the Regal deal fell through, which ape, that's what ape was for the Regal deal. Adam Aaron thinks he's going to do a capital raise at $25-$30 again. But what happens if nobody comes in and buys? Institutions are not going to buy long AMC at $30 after a 1.4 billion flow increase. That's just crazy. So you're going to have to wait for AMC to come back down, reverse split, to play anything. And even if you do, there's no big catalyst going forward after this ape thing, because the credit card will probably land and all that. Chances are he might be able to raise $500 million to $1 billion again if he's lucky. But he's going to have to go to his bondholders and the debtors and say, hey, I want to buy back some of this debt, which I think they made him a deal with this ape thing, with selling under $1. They said, we'll sell you the debt back at a 30% discount, and we'll restructure it from 17 down to 10. And he's going to come out.
The company, right?
He's going to come out and announce that and say it's great and everything. But AMC is still going to be sitting there with over $4 billion in debt on their books.
Yeah, so it's not great for us necessarily long term.
What's good for the company is his shareholders being enriched and taken care of, because then they're all going to stick around and the stock is going to stay above $25 a share, making it impossible for short sellers to ever effectively cover their positions in the money. He robbed us to pay his shorts and his bondholders so they could cover in the money.
With the
that's what ape did.
We never thought in a million years that AMC would be talking about a reverse split, though, because we jumped from what, $1 something to like $72 a share. So why are we reverse splitting? I mean, it doesn't make sense. If we were able to jump from $1 something to 72 a share without anything, like it was just shorts, like 6%, I think, shorts covering. It doesn't make sense to anybody.
Yeah, that was probably the small guys too covering on that day. It was probably just a handful of hedge funds who wanted to get out of the play because they weren't sure. And then after that happened, all the big funds come together and they have their dinner meetings and their emails and their WeChats and all that. And they say, hey, everybody's got to stay strong on this or we're going to pop the system. So, I mean,
I think ended up fucking it up too, because 72 was a good price. It even stayed at 50 for a while, 40 for a while.
And retail made a mistake when we said no dilution at 50. But what really happened, we should have let him raise more cash. But what really happened, what took us from 43 down to 5, is when Adam Aaron tweeted that the 1-to-1 security token T0 option was likely illegal. He tweeted that, and we did nothing but fall in price from that day forward.
Man, I just wish I would have sold back then. Man, you know how much money I could have made in another place too. I really missed that. You know that he could have said nothing at all. I mean, why say something? You know, when he could have just said nothing.
He could get sued for that one.
Yeah,
He tweeted on his personal account, official company business that affected the stock price without filing a form with the SEC.
And don't forget what Pedro, that clip that Pedro has of him saying that there was enough votes to dilute back then or to add shares back then, and he didn't do it because he wanted to listen to his shareholders. So he had the chance to dilute at 40 or 50, and he took it upon himself, even though he allegedly had enough support. So I mean, that's egregious.
Yeah, and he could have raised the same amount of capital or more by doing the security token, because you can do capital raises on T0 just like the market. But the thing is, it's backed 1-to-1, so short sellers can't come in and market makers can't come in and sell endless synthetics of the stock. He should have done just like Overstock did the security token. The stock runs up 100, 200, 300 bucks, and then they should have reverted the security token back into common. And every time the company gets shorted too heavily, do it all over again. He tried to do it with Ape, but the problem is he's doing it on the same system the original fraud started with. So they got around it.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like if we want to take a look at, a CEO helping their investors, definitely take a look at the GNS. What happened with GNS today? I mean, that was awesome.
It's $2.70 right now.
Yeah, it's crazy, but he's actually trying to help, but it's funny though, because I just saw AMC Bigham's trying to tweet at him, so I feel like they're gonna try to grift over there too and fuck it up. Yeah, no, Bigham's already reached out to him publicly, and he's like, "Oh, Bigham's, check your DM," and I was like, "Oh, fuck."
Hey, we got big. Is it Biggins? I thought Bigham. AMC Biggins.
Hey, Sugar Kush. Hey guys. Some breaking news. I was just over in Chris Soja's Ape room, and Matt has found a 13F from Antera. And I don't know if Matt's in here. Maybe you guys can look. But he's found some real due diligence, guys. That's probably the best news I've heard. I've been in this play for over 2 years now, and Matt's due diligence comes straight from Antera's 13D filing for November and December. And if Matt's theory on it, and it sounds very plausible and very clean, actually, Adam Aaron and Antera have set up the whole marketplace. And the best way I can describe it, I only heard him explain it twice, but he's just uncovered the due diligence through the 13Ds today, and he posted it up in the nest, and everybody was looking at it. And what it appears as though is Antera cut a deal, or Adam Aaron cut a deal with Antera. If you can naked short sell the percentage of shares, the 120 million, whatever the number is, 120 mil, then you will get your shares back to cover that short position. And we have shown the market that you can naked short 120 million shares in 2 to 3 months. I think he had a November, December period. Guys, this just broke. It's the best news I've heard on this play in 2 years. I would encourage you guys to try to find Matt. I think he was going to set up another.
Are you hold on? Are you saying that Adam Aaron and Antera had a deal to challenge Antera to short 120 million shares
in 2 months?
And
they did it, and he had the proof of it in their 13D attachment.
Okay, now that would be awesome if
that's really happened. All right. I'm telling you guys, Matt was. You guys, I don't know if you guys know Matt. He's usually a pretty cool customer. His voice was quivering when he was talking.
But do we have a proof of that?
He had the 13D attachment up in the nest, and it showed all the sales and the buys, and nothing changed on their failures to deliver and none of their reportings to the SEC. So there was nothing showing what they were doing, and they did it.
If something like this is true, it's good. But Biggins, I have seen so much of this stuff in last 2 years, so much of stuff, copy paste, this and that I really need to believe.
I understand. See, hey guys, I'm as skeptical as anybody in this room, and I've got a lot invested in it. But guys, I'm telling you, go find Matt, and let's all start researching it and spreading the word. Because if that's the case, guys, Adam Aaron has set up the market to fail, and they failed. They passed the fail.
What's his Twitter account?
Matt Wertz.
Oh, that guy? Yep. Oh my God.
I know you guys
He's a
know him,
whole
but I'm
other
just
crew.
telling
Yeah,
you,
he's
he
not.
had
He's part of the other
he had the
crew.
13 he
Like
had the
all they do is
13D
spread
posted.
bullshit.
I think what I read and what I've seen, and I'll check it out.
Okay.
Man, I'll check it out.
I just wanted to
Is
pass
that-
the news along. I know you guys will jump all over it.
And
No.
Antera, there's already been some good DD about Antera being involved with some people that's involved with Apollo, with Adam Aaron and all that stuff. Basically, he sold them Ape at 58 cents a share to confirm that the vote is going to pass for the conversion. And you got to look at what the board members at AMC are going to make off this conversion. All their Ape is going to get converted to AMC, and their Ape units that they could have sold at $1.50 or whatever are now going to value up to a $3 share. They're doubling their money, and I guarantee you, after the conversion, you're going to see a lot of board members start selling
Spence,
stock.
This is easy to figure out. When did he sell the Ape? When was that disclosed? I don't have it. I'm thinking
hold on, let me pull the
that's
website
critical.
up and get you
If he did this in late December, then you've got November, December on federal filings.
I personally think at this point, Adam Aaron is not here for us, man. I don't think he's setting anything up in secret. I think it's a lot of bullish sentiment from people who are doing DD that they might be right, but they're making DD that confirms what they want to be confirmed at this point, which I've been guilty of in the past. But as of right now, the only ones that are going to profit from this, unless you're playing this properly, is the bondholders and the shorts. The shorts are going to get to cover for profit because of what he sold them an Ape under $1. So
that's only 100. That's only 120 million shares, right, Spence?
No, that's what he sold just to Antara.
I actually invited somebody. Oh, let's see if she comes. She reads a lot of these filings and everything, and let's see if we can get the, because I really want, like Spence says, man, like we have seen so many people doing so much of this stuff for clouds, likes, and clicks and stuff. You gotta have some kind of proof to show this, not just some kind of made up stuff.
Sugar Kush, I am certainly not trying to take away from your space. I would, but Matt has Matt has just opened a space, and I don't want to damage your space, but I'm gonna go let him explain it again so I can try to understand it a little bit better.
Yeah. He's more than welcome to come here and explain it and show the proof. I will definitely let him up.
Okay.
We are
message him and tell him to record it so everybody can listen to what he's saying. You got it, brother. If they can't get to his space.
Right.
Yeah, he can come, and so everybody can listen for themselves. But thank you, man. I appreciate
thanks for letting me come up, Spence. I always love your takes, man. Take care.
Always, buddy. Thank you.
Okay, I have something to say.
Yes.
I know that Jeremy and okay. Go ahead, sir. No,
go ahead.
I know that Jeremy and Spence been talking, and I know Jeremy's DD is on point. And Jeremy, I've been on the phone with him for 3 hours because when I pushed up to talk, I was still talking with him. I've been on the phone with him, and I know that his DD is really good. And he told me he's been talking to Spence, and I know Spence's DD is really good. And Adam is not for us. He is not. He bailed out the shorts. Everything that Spence was saying, Jeremy was saying. So the guy named whatever his name, Big Guns, I'm sorry, no disrespect, but it's not going in our favor. It's not. It's just not. So that's what
PJ?
No, I'm gonna pass.
She cut out?
Diva?
No.
Okay.
Okay.
No, go ahead. Whoever want to go ahead. Go ahead.
Mark called this a long time ago, and he was right. And people are now having, like what he said, big time thesis creep. They're trying to, 14032 was a bust, Phase 6 is a bust, T90 is a bust, Adam Aaron can't talk about short sellers is a bust. Adam Aaron is playing ball with the suits. I don't blame him because he is a suit. He's trying to play with the industry. And I don't blame him for taking everybody's money because, look at all the other apes who are out there screaming AMC to the moon and Adam Aaron is our Lord and Savior, and they're getting robbed blind. He's like, well, if they're going to let me take their money, then I'm going to take their money. It's Wall Street.
Can I interrupt 1 second? Because this guy, John Diamond, is pissing me the hell off. I think that he should actually give him Sugar a mic and let him explain to everybody in this room why we're shills and why we are stupid.
PJ, we don't waste your time. There are a lot of people like that. If we start wasting our times on stupid shit, people like these, we will not get what we're. Let these. Don't even pay attention. These people are here for a reason.
It's
let
just
them
so
be there.
Annoying.
Yeah, I know. I can kick him out, but I don't want to do it.
Hello, friends.
Amy.
Who
Hey.
Who got in GNS? Because I got in it at 47 cents.
I did too, man. I wish I would have bought a lot.
I know.
More,
I didn't.
Man,
I like.
It just hit 280. It just hit 280.
Yeah, I kind of missed it out early. Like we got in around 40. I think Dave got 44 cents. I got 47. It was just me, OG, and Phil and Dave. But I got in before the Wes Christian interview, and but it's getting hard to hold it. I took out my initial, but I'm like, it's making me nervous.
I tweeted a buy 8 days ago on GNS, and then I started tweeting and talking with Sugar and my little crew and got distracted and forgot to fucking buy it.
You forgot to buy it?
Yeah, I literally slipped my mind. I forgot to buy it, and then I started positioning and other stuff, and then it runs 200%. Which, whatever. If everybody made money, good. Like that's awesome. That's great. So
just so you know, it's 320% now, Spence. So don't feel bad.
Yeah.
It's only 320.
Well, the CEO come out talking about fighting against naked shorts.
I'm like 473%. I would
but it is overpriced.
Like this.
I mean,
well, for you, you got in early.
Yeah.
Amy, I got a question because some guy was just here telling some Matthew words. I know that guy, and he was saying that Adam gave 120 million shares to Antara, so they cannot short. They will not short, and like some kind of story.
Spence, what was I kind of heard him talking in Soiga's space, but I didn't hear what he was trying to sell. Like, so I basically remember Sugar when I was looking at the Antara filing, and I found their open market trades. And I was telling you that they were shorting the hell out of Ape before this deal.
Yeah.
Remember? Okay.
Yeah.
So,
remember that call.
Yeah, starting back to like November 1st, like they were shorting the hell out of Ape. And so I'm not sure what he's trying to say. I didn't catch his whole thing. So if someone can give me like the TLDR on what he's trying to sell.
I think what he was trying to say, and I might be wrong, is that Adam Aaron challenged Antara to short as much as they could in some type of market exposure scenario before he sold them shares.
Okay, well, that would be highly illegal.
Pretty tinfoil. Yeah, it doesn't sound right.
Well, that would be securities fraud. So no, and what it looks like
that guy
to
that
me,
just came in, he specifically said Adam Aaron challenged Antara to short 120 million shares.
No.
Ape shares as fast as he could.
That's securities fraud. And
it took him 2 months to do it.
No. The reason
and he said now there's a 13D on it. That's what I'm just telling you what that guy said. I don't know if that's the truth or not.
But the reason they had to file those open market trades for everyone to see is because they took an ownership position in it, right? So like they don't have to file like their individual trades like that, right? Like there's a reason why it's attached to that filing, and it's because they have to disclose their trading activity in the stock before they took an ownership position, and they would have had to have covered before they took the forward purchase agreement and the whole deal that they made. So that's why they're disclosing that. But if Adam Aaron challenged them to short Ape as much as they could before making this deal, that is out and out securities fraud. So no.
But you can still be long on something and still be short. So he could have potentially told them, okay, so you're 125 million shares short right now.
No,
I'm just saying if they have a contract, and I'm not trying to justify what this guy says. I don't know if it's true or not, but he could have said, and you know how they mark longs and shorts all the time.
Adam Aaron having any sway in what an institution does in his stock is securities fraud. He doesn't get to do that. He can make deals with them and then they have to disclose, but he doesn't get to be like, hey, Antera, I bet you can't, I bet you if you could short this down, we could make this deal. Like, no, you can't do that.
No, it doesn't sound right. You're correct.
He can and probably get away with it, but it's highly unlikely because the entire market's nothing but a big securities fraud right now.
Well, sure, but I mean, if you look at the disclosure, that's all he found. Sugar, that was the open market trades that I found. I don't even know how long ago. And like I said, the reason they had to disclose that information is because they took an ownership stake in the company. So I don't think there's any big mystery around it. I think Antera was shorting, and he probably floated this deal around to a couple of different debt holders, and they just were the takers, right? He needed cash, and he wasn't going to get it from selling Ape just on the open market. So he made a deal.
I think it's just another theory.
Yeah, it is.
It's just another theory where this guy came up with something like we all come up with some kind of scenario in our brain to either justify our concept or to either rebut what we're thinking about. Well, maybe this is, when you play the devil's advocate, and it's possible this guy came up with this in his mind, and he said he went out and found things to justify what he was thinking.
I mean, sure, but if any single one of you who's holding AMC and Ape find proof that he colluded with a hedge fund to do this, to make this deal, to take the conditions of the deal, which are conversion and reverse split, I mean, that's an absolute lawsuit.
Yeah, well, I think as soon as you sign an agreement to have an outside entity come in and short your company, you've now neglected your fiduciary duty.
1,000%.
So unless you could prove that your fiduciary duty was to prove that an outside entity could come in and short it without being caught.
Now
we're going way tinfoil hat here, obviously.
Yeah, CEO in his right mind is
of course
shopping for a hedge fund to short their stocks. Like, that's crazy.
Did Antera not hold some bonds though?
They did. They had the debt.
Yeah, he sold Antera shares at 58 cents on the cheap, so that they're going to get paid out for conversion 100% gain. They're going to come in, cover some shorts on AMC, and then Adam Aaron might be able to come back and pay them, restructure on the debt and pay them out.
He bought, basically he's buying, but I don't know how much debt. I didn't look into how much debt Antera has of AMC. I do know that the debt that he's buying, I guess we'll say, is the second lien debt that is due. If someone wants to look up how much they hold, it's the second lien debt that is coming due on 26? When does the second lien? I think it's 26. So all in all, Antera will have AMC debt. They'll have an ownership stake in Ape to the tune of like $256 million, I think, or something like that, right? Shares that will convert to AMC.
He's fishing for restructuring is all he's doing, which is good, but he's doing it off of all his shareholders back in a really, really fucked up way.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Diva. I'm sorry.
Whoever's on GNS, it just hit 293.
Oh my God. I have to, I just told the guys, I was like, I am selling.
No, I don't want anyone to get sidetracked and miss their page.
Like, I can't. It's
294.
To hold it like this.
Thank you for that one, Spence. I do thank you for that one.
I might roll this till tomorrow.
Oh, did you see my tweet, Diva?
Yes, I did. I jumped in, but I took. I'm doing me. I took profit.
I was yelling. If it makes you feel better, I was yelling.
But that was
sorry. Diva.
You got some more? Put them out there because I'm on it.
If you took profit, Diva, then you won.
Yeah. Did you at least take out your initial? I was yelling at Phil today. I was like, take out your initial right now and send me receipts. He's like, no, we're holding to 20 something. And I was like, take it out.
Initial profit taking is the best thing you can do.
And we're in at 47 cents. I'm like, take out your initial, you crazy person.
But this is what happens when a CEO does what they're supposed to do and fights the market and makes noise against his company being shorted from a $10 IPO to a 40-cent stock. And there's analysts out there talking about how good this company is. I mean, they're not a bad company from what has been told. And there's price targets out there over $5. So they got caught naked shorting this thing. There's synthetics out there. The float's trading 10 times in a day. This is if Adam Aaron tweeted right now and said, wow, GNS is pretty spectacular. It's amazing what can happen when a CEO challenges the markets naked shorting his company. AMC would run to $30 freaking dollars.
Well, the float traded 25 times today now.
Oh, excuse me, 25
I mean, that's just
times.
Nonsense. Just take some of your profits and buy a couple of ape shares.
Man, people, they are reporting my call again. People are getting dropped and stuff. This stuff is stupid, man.
We've had the AMC and ape float traded 5 or 6 times over in the past, multiple scenarios where it's happened. But if the CEO chairman will not take his stand against somebody trying to destroy his stock, then the SEC is not going to care. The FINRA's not going to care.
Okay, I'm guessing you all know this, but I just want to make sure that everybody understands. Like, volume is just like, I mean, like I could buy a share, and then I sold my initial, right? So I put it out to sell. Spencer bought it. He took out his initial, so he sold it. Then someone else bought it. Like it's the buying and the selling.
But right, like it's not what they're claiming today, Amy, is 1,235.65% turnover.
Yeah. No. I get it.
I mean, that's
just
crazy.
I just want to make sure that there's like an understanding of what volume is, right?
That's,
but no, I get it. Like this is kind of crazy. So
this GNS should have probably ran way higher than this. But what they do is they use the shorts and the institutions and market makers use high frequency trading to keep the price suppressed at fractions of a penny between trade and trade and trade and trade and trade. That's why the float gets traded so much, because they're trying to keep the ass down as low as possible.
Well, that's what they did today, starting at 11 o'clock.
Fractional trades, yeah, and they ran out of shares. So there was about
a long time ago.
Like there was about 150,000, I think, available this morning. Then it was 85,000, and then of course it's been zero for the rest of the day. But yeah, like there's and I think when things trade like this, right, and then when people are like, where did all these shares come from, like to become available? It's just because there's more margin, the lenders get a hold of them. So that's why I get nervous. I get that the float's locked up, but I mean there is that possibility. So I mean if you're in this trade, just don't forget to take your initial and your profits when you feel good about it. Don't try to hold for a million.
They have computers that will trade at 207, buy at 207 and sell at 213. And then they'll do the same thing at 217 and sell again at 225.
If people just made 200% on GNS and you've got a credit card with a couple grand on it and you're paying 9 to 19%, you need to pay that credit card off. That's a huge gain in itself right there.
Hey guys, we got Moose here. Moose, you got your hand up, man. Go ahead.
Yeah, no. So I just
sorry, if I get loud here, I can mute this. I'm sorry, I'm sweeping, so I just don't want to be too loud on the mic. Let me mute this. Go ahead.
So do we believe that AMC is naked shorted, like AMC ape whatever, to the extent that it's out of control, and that CEO Adam should do something about that?
Yeah, I still believe in that thesis. What I don't believe in is the board of directors doing anything to try to cure the situation. They want to help the market out so that AMC gains favor at the table until we move into a more stable market after the new regulations come in on crypto and block blockchain trading, and he's just playing ball with the suits, man. That's all he's doing.
Yeah, we can agree, disagree. I don't care. I know where you stand, so I respect that. I don't care. So I want to know, Amy, do you agree with that sentiment then? Because what changed?
I will say that.
What changed? Well, what changed? I want to know what changed.
You have let's look at the companies. Okay, hold on. Let's look at the companies. The companies. Look, nothing has changed for me. I sniffed out.
I don't care about the company. I don't care about the company.
Let her finish, man. Yo, let her finish. You ask her question. Let her reply. Okay. Okay. Amy, go ahead.
So I happened to catch wind that this company was maybe on this track, and they had a bit of a rogue CEO, and so I threw a couple $100 on it. And this was before I even looked at it, right? Like, I didn't know that they had 80% of their float locked up. I didn't know that, like, this stuff, there's over 1 billion shares of AMC and Ape combined, right? I mean, it's a hard sell for me for a company with that big of an outstanding share float or count to say that they're being naked shorted. It's just not an easy sell for me. I'm sorry.
Well, I would say when you see 43 million FTDs in the first 2 days of Ape being issued, high FTDs by definition, by the SEC themselves, is a sign of naked short selling.
Isn't that more of just the brokers failing to deliver, because everybody got their shares, right?
Maybe 7 days later, after the market had moved millions of shares between people, yeah. But the reason they had to wait is because they didn't have enough shares.
Do I think that they sometimes sell? Like I heard people saying that their brokerages were saying they could sell their Ape before it was even in their account. Like, do I think that's a thing? Yeah. Do I think it should stop? Yeah. So, I mean, is that what you want? I mean, sure. Like, I don't think that's right.
No.
I don't think you should be able to sell something you don't have.
But you were first of all, it didn't have 500 million when it started being naked shorted, or is it what I thought? So, and you were very adamant for, I don't know, over a year now about it, that risk management would never let this happen. Naked shorts would never appear like shares. This. Oh,
that's synthetic shares. My argument was against this 5 billion synthetic share situation.
Let's say 1 million over.
I don't think there's anything like. There's this theory of billions and billions and billions of shares over the float. No, I don't believe that.
Oh, let's say 1 million then.
Well, we know there's an issue with 43 million off the bat. We know there's 43 million shares of Ape that were not properly placed in the market on the day of the distribution.
But those were cleared out. I mean, those got cleared out.
Those got cleared out by buy limit order spoofing, which UBS literally got charged for exactly doing that. And then what's his name came out and broke down a thread on how they're using the options chain to buy limit order spoof to clear out FTDs. Look, but we've had an issue with FTDs since day one.
I want to see the evidence of the naked shorts. Right now, I think this is mostly FOMO. I'll tell you the truth. But I'm willing to see the evidence if he's got it.
It's mostly what? I didn't hear what you said. FOMO. Okay.
Well, the problem is people that are naked short probably don't even know they're naked short.
Yeah, that's
like the market makers sell them stock that doesn't exist, and then the broker loans it. So the retail person with the broker doesn't have an actual share. They've got an IOU, which happened. We have proof that happened with Robinhood on January 27th. Then they loan that share to be shorted, and it doesn't exist. That's why when Adam Aron does dilutions, the stock price seemingly runs off of it. The problem here is he's selling. He's selling Ape shares under what short positions were opened at, so they can cover in the money. He's diffusing any type of squeeze potential that this has, which is absolutely disgusting.
What he did with Mudrick. I mean, Mudrick was naked those $40 calls when it ran up, and he sold up 8 million shares at $27. And Mudrick covered his short position. He covered his short calls, and he dumped the whole 8 million shares plus the 100 million in debt he owned.
The only reason I'm still in the play right now is because of the price spread in the conversion. There's a potential 100% upside on APE if it's converted, or if APE shoots up to meet AMC halfway, say at $3. That's a simple gain on a conversion or it running before conversion. If I see the conversion vote isn't going to pass, I'm willing to take a 20% downside and get out and not touch it again. But this people producing new DD on Adam Aaron has some kind of conspiracy to challenge naked shorts by selling shares to Antera at 58 cents is kind of crazy. It's just, I'm going to make my conversion money.
This isn't a deal that Antera came looking for. Antera owned $100 million in debt. Like, they're first on, if there's bankruptcy, they're one of the first ones getting paid out. Right? Like they own the debt. So
and they're also making a huge 23% yield, you know. It's
right. Adam Aaron came to them with this deal. They didn't need this deal.
But if you think
all your business needs,
if you think about it, if you're Antera, right, and you own $100 million worth of debt, and they said, "Hey, we'll sell you these shares at 68 cents or 58 cents or whatever it was." Hold on, right?
They own more than that.
All right, so let's say they're $158 million in the hole now, right? Sure. $158 million worth of debt, or whatever the deal is, and they know that these APE shares are now going to be converted to AMC, and then they're going to do a reverse split, right? And they can turn their 150 million shares into 50 million shares at $30 a piece. They stand to make a lot of money, right?
Yeah, about 400 million.
Yeah, Antera's going to make a killing.
So, I mean, no one can fault Antera for doing what they did here.
I think it's $456 million, but yeah.
The conspiracy is that Adam Aaron told, according to Matt, from another thing, right, that Antera is now shorting this on behalf of Adam Aaron to prove that it could be done.
No way. He better stop spreading that lie around. He's going to get Adam Aaron into some hot-ass water.
I mean,
I think they would all be in a lot of hot water, because you would have to not only admit that you naked shorted 120 million shares, which is against the law.
Yeah, and it's collusion.
And then you would also be admitting that the CEO of the company
colluded
with you to
with
do
with a hedge fund, right? Yeah.
And he couldn't have done this without the approval of the board of directors, right?
Yeah, and I heard Soika was
so
praising him on this. I can't believe they don't see it. Yeah, I can't believe they don't see what's wrong with this, because he's like, Matt, this is great DD. I'm like, what?
Well,
I didn't know this was the DD.
This is either the most diabolical scheme of all time. That is also maybe in Matt's plan that they had the approval of the SEC. Who knows?
Oh, I guarantee you,
right?
Adam Aaron has already talked with the SEC years ago, and they told him to play ball, keep everything where it is. You can make some statements. Adam Aaron is an industry yes man. He's hobnobbing with Hollywood. He wanted to be part of the royal funeral, and he's become a celebrity. He's become a global celebrity with tens of millions of dollars. I guarantee you, with the way the SEC is run, they came to him. They said, hey, this is a huge event. We need to calm it down. We need to diffuse the situation, because we're waiving margin calls and collateral as it is, so this thing does not squeeze, which we have proof they did that on January 27th. They waived collateral. They let Robinhood off the hook. The shorts got bailed out, and we got the buy button taken away, and retail ate the bill on that one. So if the SEC hasn't come to Adam Aaron and told him to play ball, I would be very surprised if that didn't happen.
Or vice versa.
And I think that the long and short of it is too, I'm a retail investor. I respect retail investors, but you don't shit where you eat. And Adam Aaron needs the hedge funds, right? He knows where the money is. He knows who he can make these deals with. He's a deal man. I mean, he worked for Apollo, for crying out loud. Like he that's what he does. And so, yeah, he's not going to piss them off.
But that actually justifies the argument. Like if the DEA comes to my house and says, "Hey, sell these drugs to these drug dealers, so then we're going to bust all you guys." Right, no. And then you're going to walk free, right? So I'm just saying, he's a deal maker. He made a deal.
What he's like a criminal informant for the
no,
DA?
That's what I mean. that just justifies the whole deal, or like the whole scenario, the whole conspiracy theory. If he's a deal maker, so he gets out in the end. He saves the company. He's a superhero. Gets all the money, and then he exposes the bad guy.
Look,
but these are conspiracy. Obviously, right. This is some kind of far-fetched tinfoil hat theory.
He's getting a seat at the table.
Yeah, Ape. Well, maybe. But Ape was a mistake. Look, Ape may have worked if it was higher, like. Here's what it is that he needed retail to pump the price of Ape. Like that's what he needed. He needed retail to pump the price of Ape so he could sell it at a higher price. And that's not what happened. And so he's got to get out of Ape. Ape is at its lowest there was 7x gap between the prices. He's got to get out of it. And the only way to get out of it is to do this deal with Antera. He has to shut it down.
The value of Ape was trading the shares so they could go. You're getting Ape super cheap. You own Regal. You own Regal. The debtors owned Regal. He wanted to make a deal by giving them Ape to buy out locations. They said no. So when they said no and spilled the beans on his dilutions he was doing, he sold as much as he could, as quick as he could, rage tweeted, and then said, we're going to convert it so he can get out of Ape because it's devaluing the stock. Mm-hmm. So we're paying for it. When he reverse splits, anyone holding AMC is paying for it.
He took 40% of your value of AMC to make Ape. So you've already paid for Ape 4 times over.
Mm-hmm. Hey, Moose, you got your hand up, man. Go ahead. What do you got to say?
Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead. That's okay. Go ahead, Moose.
Oh, so I didn't realize I still had my hand up. My bad. I was just listening.
Oh, okay.
If he would have got the Regal theaters by trading off Ape, I would have said, okay, that was worth it because our location increase. Here in Albuquerque, there's 3 Regals. They're all in the malls. The malls here are slammed packed every day. Like everybody here goes to the malls. They go to the movies, blah, blah, blah. So the new locations would have been great for the movies coming out. But he didn't get them. He actually got his eyes spit in when they released the news publicly that Cineworld said we are not in negotiations with AMC, because Adam Aron came out and tweeted and said we are ending negotiations with Regal, Cineworld, and then they made a company post about it that you can find on AMC Investor Relations. So Ape devalued to the point where he had to figure a way out of it. So he went to his bondholders. He said, okay, the bonds are up 23% annual, whatever. We can give you guys Ape at 58 cents, 60 cents, 90 cents. We'll convert you to AMC. So if you do have shorts that you're bag holding on at, say like $2, $3, whatever, you can cover for profit. You're getting a negotiation on discounted debt, which they're going to refinance to a little bit lower of an interest rate, but you're putting it out another 2 years. So you're making your money up in the time frame, right? And then you just keep. AMC is a big basket of debt that you can make 9 to 10% on, 23% on for the next 2, 3, 4, 20 years, because Adam Aron just keeps renegotiating this debt by using shareholder value through dilution to keep paying the bills, but keeping the debt alive and sitting at the table with the bondholders. Now, like I said, if he decided to come out with this new group of CEOs and post, wow, it's really interesting what the CEO of GNS is doing, I'm sure AMC would probably pop 20, 30% just from the smaller short positions going, oh shit, we don't want to get caught on a 100% upside right now while we're in the money. So, but it's a huge red flag at this point. If you don't see it at this point, that Adam Aron is not talking about what's going on with the CEO block group of CEOs. He won't address that. Then he does not care.
Makes you wonder, because wouldn't Ape pop also?
Yeah, Ape would probably move with it.
Right? Ape would, and Ape's easier to buy. It's cheaper for like the average person.
Well, I
right?
mean,
even though it's a difference between $5 and like $1.60 or whatever, but it's still cheaper. It's easier to buy more Ape than it is to buy a whole bunch more AMC. So you could buy, especially if you have in your mind that you think Ape is going to convert to AMC, right? So why not come out and say, hey, I'm with these guys, pop Ape through the roof. He could sell the rest of the Ape if there's any left to sell. I don't know all the numbers.
Hey, Spence.
Why wouldn't he do that?
Spence, I sent you a message, man. When you get a chance, bro, he's a good guy, and he got kicked out. I think you blocked him.
Oh, because I'm co-host.
Yeah, you blocked that guy. He's a good guy.
Send me a message on
phone.
Oh,
I gotta go, guys. Thanks for letting me talk.
No problem, man.
I appreciate it, man. Thank you, guys. I gotta go write all this stuff down and think about it tomorrow.
Anyone want to come up?
I don't need to co-host, man. I'll just drop down so everybody can come in.
No, but it's okay, man. I need somebody to co-host because I'm going to be driving here in like a little bit, so I need a co-host. I can't be driving and doing all that stuff at the same time.
Well, he might, even if I unblock him, I'm not sure he can even come back in now. So.
No, he can. But you can carry on, man. This is a good discussion. Mm-hmm. Anybody else wants to come up, please come up and debate. This is a good debate, man.
Paleface 911. Well, here's my thing. AMC and Ape is moving right now because everybody's preparing for the conversion, which even Pedro said. He goes, watch, if AMC and Ape start running together, then you're going to see the MSM start coming out with bullish AMC sentiment. Oh, AMC is undervalued by 34%. Oh, Avatar is doing great, blah, 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 which is happening. So more than likely, the special meeting is getting ready to be announced, and people already know that's happening on the inside. I'm expecting before earnings, there's going to be a special meeting. Conversion's going to pass. I'm all in on Ape. I'm either going to get my upside on Ape before conversion to match AMC, or it's going to convert and I'm going to take 100%. Then I'm going to wait and see where the dust settles after conversion. If we don't reverse split right away, I'm going to buy some calls at, say, like $4 out for a month. If we reverse split right away, I'm not going to touch it, and I'm going to wait to see this new upside. If we're at like $50 again with a 1.5 billion float, I'm buying puts. I'm making my money back that Adam Aron took from me, because this company is taking money from retail investors to pay the bondholders who are short the stock. It's better for us to have the money in our pockets than for them to continue doing this endlessly. And in my opinion, if everybody's going to stay, we need to vote Adam Aron out of his CEO or chairman role. Somebody else needs to be in there. But which might be too late now. He may have diluted enough where we'll never be able to do that.
But Spence, he might be just ready to retire. I mean, I think he will retire probably after this reverse split and all that. I think he will retire another 6 months. I can see it where he can have enough money and, take care of the debt, whatever he can.
Yeah, who steps up into that role? Sean Goodman, another suit. It's just...
They all suits, man. That's the problem. They don't have nobody from retail to...
So, well, it's funny because all these guys are out here, oh, Spence is a shill, this and that. I'm just telling you how I'm playing my money to get my money back from what Adam Aron stole from us. If you guys want to hold AMC... through the reverse split and get diluted 10-1, be my guest. You're going to be the biggest bag holder in history. Now, if the reverse split doesn't happen, then cool. I have my AMC call options that'll value up eventually, and I'll be good there too. But holding AMC stock right now to me is just, I don't understand it whatsoever. So.
Well, Spence, you're pretty smart, so hopefully, if people are really doing their DD, if they claim that they're doing their DD, then I'm sure that they see what you're saying is has some truth to it. And I'm not gonna get caught holding the bag, so hope everyone else going to GNS.
Yeah, and people listen to whoever they want. Listen to us or anybody. Go on all these calls. But at the end of the day, it should be your decision. Like, you do what's best for you. Because I always say this, nobody's coming to pay your bills. Adam Aaron, none of these cloud chasers, none of these YouTuber grifters, none of these people gonna come pay your bills. And none of these people gonna say to save you. So only you can do what's best for you.
Here's the thing too, Shug. This conversion to me is more of a sure thing than gambling on AMC squeezing, because right now AMC squeezing, the chance of that is like null. I don't see it doing it whatsoever. But the conversion right now with the spread in price, you're looking at, even if Ape drops down to $1, you're looking at a 50% conversion gain, which is amazing. That's a great setup into part of the market where we're coming into, we don't know if the bull market's going to continue or if we're going to go sideways, but it's a really great time to start buying up stocks for the next bull rally. I'm not going to miss that holding AMC stock out for another year. I minimize my losses by making other plays through this AMC drop, like BBIG and in Highcroft. We did big pumps on those, and then I missed GNS because I'm stupid. I called it, and then I didn't play my own call. But look at some of the big stocks right now that are really low priced, and we're getting ready where interest rates are going to start, the hikes are going to go lower, blah, blah, blah. You can start building up an actual portfolio into this next bull rally and just sit and enjoy it.
Yep. And that's what I'm going to do for me. I'm here to make money. I'm not holding for anybody. And please don't hold for me or anybody. You do what's best for you. I'm going to, I have a lot of Ape, and, once it gets converted, I'm going to do what's best for me. I'm not waiting for reverse split, but that's just me. After reverse split, I might buy some puts so I can make my money back. If, I have to play their game, I'm going to make money with them because I can't make money against them. Because when our own CEO is giving them, shares for pennies to cover, I mean, you can defend him all you want. You can kiss his ass all you want, for likes, grift, and whatever. I am here to make money, man. That's all I care about right now. That's the only thing I want to do. And if you are not here to make money, then, you are just wasting your time, man. That's all I got to say.
When Adam Aaron forced Ape, he said T0 was likely. The T0 security token was almost the exact same setup as Ape, except shorts didn't have access to the T0 market like they do the regular NYSE exchange, right? When he said no to that, we went from 43 to 5. Then he came out with Ape, which was almost the exact same process, except it wasn't a 1-to-1 security token. It was just a 1-to-1 preferred share through the NYSE that we know is already corrupted, and they were going to destroy it to begin with. They didn't get everybody their Ape on time. They delivered it in a way that was not described in the forms from AMC.
Spencer. GNS just broke through $3. So if you guys are holding GNS, just so you know, I just sold shares. I can't leave this money on the table.
You had how many shares? I had 3,000 shares. I wish I would.
No, I only bought like 555 because I wasn't even like sure like that it was what it was. I mean, I got it under 50 cents. So
on the daily,
I can't leave 500% on the table. Like I still have some. I'm just like, no way. I got to lock in these.
On the daily, that $3 is right at the old support back from November. So before it started dropping, that's a pretty good take.
Yeah, no, yeah, my average was 47 cents. I can't. This is killing me.
I doubled.
It's for that one.
I doubled my
money. I'm up like 545%.
This just feels like Cosm all over again. We made a freaking killing on Cosm.
Amy and me too. I bought it at 37 cents and sold it at 77 cents.
18 cents.
Yeah, you bought it before, but yeah, I did that one good. I missed. I think it was CRTD
before then. I sold it before the reverse split. I didn't hold it through that.
Yeah, the reverse split was garbage.
Yeah, no, I sold it at, what did I sell it at, Chubb? 57 cents?
Something. I think that's what he said. But see, so many reverse splits happened in front of us, and none of them turned out to be really good. So what else? I need to know. That's all I need to know.
If Adam Aaron came out after conversion and said, we're going to buy back $100 million in AMC shares, that would be cool. Even though it's not a lot, that's just a bullish statement to make. That would be great. If he did that and the reverse split didn't pass, I'd be like, cool, AMC is going to see some pretty good price action after the conversion. But he's already said he wants a reverse split after converting over 800 million shares into AMC. So he's diluted AMC by over 3/4 of the float. Then he wants to reverse split 10-1. It's just like, tell me you're not stealing retail's money without telling me you're not stealing retail's money. It's just freaking crazy, man. But free popcorn.
Hey, that too, Oreo cookie, your idea, and you didn't even get a shout out.
Yeah, that was your
idea. He jacked my video. Then he made my.
They said in Ape Radio this morning that it was Pete's idea.
No, it wasn't.
Or no, Stoika said that. Stoika said that.
Stoika's full of shit. I made a video and posted Oreo popcorn was my idea. I made a video of me making it in my house.
Yep, it was like almost 6 months ago, too. I think, isn't it?
Yeah, I said Oreo popcorn. They should take Dorito. They should get Frito-Lay and make Dorito powder packets and Taki powder packets that you can get at the counter to shake up in your popcorn so you can have like Dorito flavored popcorn.
You know why you didn't get a shout out? Because you
I'm a shill.
No, not that. You were not kissing his ass.
I'm not he don't want people kissing his ass, man. You know what's crazy?
That's why it messed up, because people made him a god. He can
Adam
never do
Aaron
anything
is
wrong.
laughing at all these people that think he's the greatest thing since sliced bread. Yeah. His going movie theater to meet investors seems more like I better go wave to the peasants instead of I really want to see people. He wants smart investors, and smart investors would have let him dilute more at $30 a share and probably gave them their pay raise. If anything, what he's done against us is revenge for voting down what he wanted. So he diluted us enough to where the vote doesn't lie in our hands anymore. He gave it to the industry.
And that's it. When he asked for the share dilution, 25 million or whatever, people told him no. And, he just that day, he decided that, man, their retail has all the power.
How many people don't even vote? He announced over a year ago, he said, we only had 246 million shares voted on. So a lot of retail who owned AMC never voted. And he realized if the retail investors aren't going to be responsible and vote and do what needs to be done as shareholders, we need to get the power back into people who's going to do what we want them to. So it may be that a lot of people are putting shares in their IRA. You may not be getting your proxy to vote if your shares are in an IRA. So I'm not mad at Adam Aaron for what he's doing. He's a businessman, right? I don't like what he's doing. It's not good for retail in a squeeze. But he did tell us outright what he wants to do with Ape on this conversion. And you have an opportunity to play the arbitrage. And if you don't, and you're just holding AMC, you're going to get a 1-10 reverse split on 10-1, and you're going to get stuck. If you hold AMC and you don't hold your Ape with it, when we convert and then reverse split, you're going to get crushed.
Okay, I want to say, hey, I'm sorry, Spence, I don't mean to interrupt you, but hey, Mike, GZ83, how you been? And Miss Allie, I think her name is Allie. She's always in here. But how you doing, Mike? I ain't seen you in a while. But go ahead, Spence.
Oh, I'm done. I'm gonna shut up. I had too much coffee just a minute ago, so I'm ranting.
Okay, I sent you a look at that and tell me what you think. I sent you something. I DM'd you. Tell me what you think about that.
Hey guys, come up.
talk if you want. We don't bite normally. We are normally a good people.
I don't know, Sugar, because somebody added me and you. Somebody, because I retweeted this face, and someone said you call me a shield. I'm like, oh my goodness.
That's my fault. That's my fault.
Oh, it's all good. One day, when all this is done, some of these people will really thank. Even if two people will thank that they made money with conversion of ape into AMC, I'll think I did something good. And one day you will. There are some people, those who already bought ape, and once they get converted and they make money, that's all I care. They can call me shill. They don't pay my bills.
Dude, I've been talking about flipping ape for 3 months now. Getting called the shill the whole way, but the amount of DMs I'm getting from people, when me and Joey were talking about buying at 60 cents again, they're like, man, thank you. You helped me fix my bag a little bit. And then people DMing me about tweeting about GNS as a buy 8 days ago. I mean, there's people out there that are silent, that are listening to what we're talking about. They're just silent on Twitter, but they're very gracious and thankful, because we're not telling anybody what to do. We're saying what we're doing.
What we are doing. Exactly.
Yeah. Which is not sucking Adam Aaron's kneecaps.
Yeah. And that to me, that's all that matters. If you are making money, you're taking care of yourself and your families, you are doing good. Because all this, I buy hold for you, you buy hold for me, and all this other, it's all just a drama. You can say you want to change the market, but the billboards don't change nothing. That girl has made so much money on the backs of the retail, nobody even asks her. And to me, that's a problem. When you have made money, you got rich off the retail community, the community that had made you. At least I can say that I have never used anybody, and I have never made $1 off of anybody.
Shit, I lost money. Well, I guess it was more or less the time opportunity cost, but everybody here should be proud that we put out over $1,600 from my YouTube channel, $1,600 into free gift cards for people to go to the movies and take their kids to the movies. So we did do something good while we're here. Not to mention, how many tens of thousands of dollars did we raise for St. Jude's in the last 2 years? I mean, Mark put in over 20K. I put in like probably $3,000, and other people dropped 100, 500 here and there. We raised a lot of money for a lot of good things in 2 years.
And that's all that matters. We will keep doing what we are doing, and I'm going to stop these calls once, all this reverse split and all this is done.
I don't believe that. Clout chasing.
Yeah, I wish I was, but after all this is done, I'm gonna be done, because I'm gonna make my money and I'm gonna go. I'm gonna keep making money. I'll be on Twitter, but I'm gonna be doing more like making money, man. Because
Sugar up here building his brand up. He's gonna be join my 5-step program after AMC's over.
Oh shit! Look at you! You keep giving me these ideas, man.
Yeah.
But Sugar's a drifter. Aren't you a drifter, Sugar?
No, I'm gonna call it Sugar Daddy Kush. My YouTube channel. How's that one?
He's gonna come out with a new video called 5-Minute Abs.
Oh man. But it's good. There are good people in this community. I wish them best. I hope they can make money and, do something like grow, learn, and make money. Let these people, people can call me shields or whatever, man. It doesn't matter. It just doesn't, because when I was always saying something good every day and, always trying to help people. Like I spent $1,400. I still have receipts in this community from my pocket helping people. If I was here for clout, likes, and followers, I would not be doing it. But I am thankful to God and this country that it has made me capable of doing that. Otherwise, I would have, if I would not have been able to do it, I would never have been, done that for So, it's okay. I got good friends. Some of the people I have, really learned from, and, I'm very thankful for their friendship, and I will keep growing. I'll keep learning, and I'll keep make more money, and that's all we will do.
Well, I'm pretty excited about the overall market anyways, because everything going on with the Fed, the interest rate hikes, talks about them coming lower and lower. We're getting ready to get through 2023 into primaries for 2024. The market's going to have to pivot at some point in time between now and mid 2024. And it's going to be just a beautiful time to get into some of these better plays. Long-term hold stocks. I mean, I'm not a big fan of Netflix, but they just announced 7.1 million new users signing up. So people are starting to pivot on their entertainment values again. It's winter time. People are staying in house. The Netflix and, some of these companies came out and did a lot of really crazy woke stuff, which was like really cringe, and people walked away from the companies. It's starting to all level out though. So I'm starting to brainstorm and pick the stocks that I want to be long on for this next bull market. So
Netflix just released their little sizzle for 2023, and they've got some pretty big stuff coming up.
Yeah. Well, the new chairman is the one who did the Glass Onion deal.
Yeah. But they have the sequel to Adam Sandler and Jennifer Aniston's movie. They have Extraction 2. I don't know if you've seen the sizzle, but they've got some pretty hot shit in the oven. Sorry, hot stuff in the oven. Sorry, Diva. Sorry, I'm trying.
Man, she's always. If she would not have been here, Amy, how many swear words I would have come out of my mouth. So I'm glad she's here because I think twice, before I say something. But man, sometimes you just want to let it out.
I saw PJ.
I'm down to just 200 shares of GNS. There is no support for this thing. Like, it's scaring me to death. I want to sell all of it. I hate leaving money on the table. It turns my stomach.
Yeah, I took it, man. I sold it at actually 172 or 177 because I just I more than doubled my money. I had 3,000 shares, but money made as long as you're making any profit.
Yeah, I'm looking at 513% in gains. Like, why am I even thinking about it? But here we go. Here we are.
When your stomach starts churning on a play like this, like what we did with Cosm or what I did with DWAC when it ran to $185, as soon as your first thought of your gut instinct going, man, it got halted once, I'm going to take profit. If you're unsure, just take 50%. But if you don't take any profit on a run like this and you hold it because you think it's going to go to $1,000 because you've been brainwashed, you're going to lose everything. And then you're going to hate yourself even worse when you're red.
Yeah, I sold, at least 50%. I had 555. I have 200 left. So, yeah, at least over 50%.
A week from now, this thing could come back down and gap fill at $1.55 or even 68 cents.
I thought it was at 209 is what I see. But, it just depends on what time frame you're looking at. But
if it comes down in a month back to 68 cents, then I'll enter it and I'll hold a small position and hopefully you see another run.
So let me ask you guys another question. What's your guys' estimate? How many more weeks before the ape gets converted into?
I think 2.
Yeah, no idea. But they Antares already got the first part of their deal done, and then they've converted all their RSUs. So
why don't
you moving?
Amy, why don't you buy some ape and go long with me? We made so much money today. Come on.
I told you when I would buy ape, and I will, but I'm not until.
Man, I really wish it was done.
I would say unless it's under $150, I probably wouldn't be adding because it could, if it does drop 30% into conversion, then you run the risk of your money not making a big gain during conversion. But if you were in below $1 and you're holding through right now, it's probably a good idea to hold. But $1.50 maybe is the last I would probably buy any more under. But But I think Adam Aaron's getting ready to come out and making an announcement pretty soon. Because they want to convert this before earnings. If they wait too long, the play is going to get all screwed up. Shorts don't want to hold all this AMC short position at 100% cost to borrow for very long. They want those APE converted into AMC so they can cover at a profit and move on.
Hey, we got Mr. Team DRS. How are you, my friend? Team DRS, go ahead, man.
Hey, what's up, guys? Spence, I got a question for you, and maybe Amy too. Do you guys think that APE is going to go down before the conversion from this point on, maybe to like $1 or something? Because I was thinking about picking up a bunch of shares in APE if it goes under like $1.25 or $1.
I'm a buyer at $1.
It's not a bad strategy. I don't think it's going to go down that low again because you already have people flipping positions into APE, which as APE moves up, AMC is going to have to maintain its spread, right? So it could. You could see it drop 40%, or it could just stay there, or it could go up 40%. AMC, say this, if AMC closes above 650 tomorrow, there's 34,000 call options that are going to go in the money. If it closes above 7, then there's like 60, 70,000. So you could see an event tomorrow. I'm holding my position because I was in early, right? But I wouldn't be buying big lots of APE right now at this price in case there was a 30% downside. Like if there's, just like the other day, we were up to $1.80, and then suddenly they come out and said Jay Powell has COVID, and the market crashes. They did that on purpose. They caused a scenario a couple days ago to crash the market out because everything was looking really bullish. We had 7 days of gains. That's why I opened up my SPY puts. I have closed my SPY puts. If I see the SPY come back up to like 395, I'll open puts again to hedge against any losses on my APE and AMC, right? So I'm not really worried about APE dropping because I have other positions to hedge against it. But if you're just going to drop $5,000 on APE today, you should be prepared to incur a 30% downside.
Okay, but if it's like at around $1 or under that, then that's pretty decent, right?
Oh, yeah, I would definitely buy some more if it went to $1 again.
Okay. That's all I got. Thank you.
I would average down. If it went under $1, I would keep averaging, well, not down, but I would keep buying it under $1 all the way through conversion because you're still, as long as AMC price stays 250% above APE's price, you're looking at a potential 100% conversion. So if you're in at $1.50 and see it at $1 and conversion still on the table, I would be buying it to average down.
That's Look, and you can call me a shill if you want. It's been said before, but and this is what I told Alex. Like, if you're at a loss on AMC, which I think the majority of people are, do the math, figure out what you would need to make with the conversion of APE to AMC. Figure out how much you need to make out. There is a number, and you buy APE. Would you? I'm just saying this is a way. You can try to sue me for financial advice if you want, but I'm not licensed and you're not paying me. So there's a way to make up your losses on AMC.
If you're in GNS still and you're looking for $354, just remember, is tomorrow Friday? What is tomorrow?
Oh, why did it close at 209?
Yeah,
exactly
it is
the number
Friday.
I said. What happened?
It is.
Tomorrow's Friday, so you're gonna have profit taking on Friday. So the weekend profit takers could absolutely kill the momentum on this.
So why is that? A lot of these stocks that don't have options because they get really squeezed.
You have to. There's certain things that thresholds you have to meet to have options. GNS hasn't, and one of the reasons. Like, there's no gamma, there's nothing. Like, that's what scares me about it, right? Is there's not a whole lot here except for FOMO, and so. Woo.
Well, without an options chain, it takes a lot of power away from short sellers, like a lot of power, because they can spoof orders on the options. They can. Obviously, you see the whole reason Max Payne exists is because they knew they were price spoofing orders under Max Payne, which we went further and created Hoyles, which proved to work, which was very successful. All these people buying AMC calls for the past 2 years, they got their faces ripped off. You know, the highest open interest on the lowest strike within 75% or no, 25% of Max Payne, they always tend to seem to get it a penny under that. So it looks more now like the AMC options chain is actually leaning a little more bullish in the past 2 months that I've seen.
So what happened to Boss Blunt's $145 5,000 calls?
Dude, I don't know how much money he put into the 145 calls, but I'll tell you what, he is not positive on it.
Wait, who?
Boss Blunt's.
He did 10,000. He did 10,000. They expired.
Travis, and so did a lot of people, and they lost a lot of money on that.
10,000 at 140. Why would you buy $145 calls? Because they're 3 cents a pop.
No, because you don't understand how gamma works, and you think buying out of the money calls creates a gamma ramp, and that's not how it works.
That's crazy.
So he's going to be selling a lot more snapbacks and joggers to make up for that, no?
Hey, man.
I think I got a slogan for him. I can give him some new slogan. Maybe he'll make some money.
We know you have the whole jumpsuit, Sugar. Don't lie. You bought the merch.
I never bought it. Never bought it. I never actually bought. I never give that Cat Striker any money or anybody.
That's why Amy's wearing her aviator glasses in her profile are the Top Gun AMC aviators.
But no, those are not AMC aviators, first and foremost. Secondly, that I still will not get over the last shareholder meeting when that Chad, I don't know what his name was, stood up and like did his whole little speech and like gave a call out to Boss Blunt. And I was like, can you imagine standing in like he was there, right, in front of shareholders, in front of like real business people saying the name Boss Blunt. Like,
oh, you said
sorry, that's
Corey? Is that what it was?
Oh, okay, yeah, sure, whatever his name was. But I'm like, oh my gosh, I would be so embarrassed if I was that embarrassed. But
so
that's just me.
You are saying my fake radio isn't a good name? You want me to change the name?
No, I love fake radio.
You need hashtags, Sugar. You're limiting your audience by not putting a hashtag.
You know, man, Ape Radio won't be able to sleep in that night, man, if I start the hashtag.
No, you put up a hashtag GNS.
Add host of fake radio to your bio. You need to do it immediately.
Well, I got on my other account. When I got banned on this one, it actually says to add fake radio. So yeah, you're right.
Can I put official fake radio spaces co-hosts in my bio?
Man, we'll be rocking, baby.
I'll go put it on my LinkedIn, dude.
Let's make some noise. Oh my God! Somebody just sent DM.
We can talk about the unity. I mean, like Spencer and I are both speaking to each other in the civil case, not ripping each other's faces off. Like we have officially entered the Matrix, ladies and gentlemen.
I know.
Probably exited the Matrix, I would say.
I know, but this is good to see. I mean, like we all were there. We went through all this, but as human being and civilized manner, we can agree or disagree and do a space without calling people a shill and cursing them out of the space.
You know what got me like hated? Like I literally started this out by telling people how to play AMC, right? Because like I'm in the stock market. I believe there is a play. If I find alpha like I did on GNS and can get in at 47 cents, yeah, it's a play. If you got in AMC at $3, it's a play, right? Like that's originally how this all started. Was I was like, it's just another play, right? Like there's lots of these. Like Here's how you should trade it, kind of thing, right? But that's what got me hated, and then it kind of snowballed out, and people started getting real mean, death threats, all the stuff that happened, court stuff. Like I was just like, okay, this is just ridiculous.
And one thing.
Because I said, hey guys, watch out, your CEO's selling all of his shares. It's not a good thing.
I wish I should have listened to you back then and a few other people, man. But I learned my lesson. I learned my lesson to not be open to listen to both sides of the story.
At the very base of it, like if that he thought that the share, if any of these executives who sold thought that the share price was going to go higher than what they were selling it for, they wouldn't be selling them, right? I mean, and they certainly wouldn't be selling. I mean, Sean Goodman sold down to 0 for crying out loud. Like that's not the behavior of executives who think their stock is on the rise.
I'm getting a lot of comments on YouTube about the GNS talk and getting in and out and the exit points people just took, and everybody is talking about taking GNS profits right now, which is smart because Friday, the weekend profit takers are going to take profit. Like that's going to happen. If you're up 300,
I did keep 200 shares, but just because like I'm curious, right? But I covered my costs plus an additional 400%. Like I'm good, but like I'm just like, well, let's see what's gonna happen, right? Because I'm curious like a cat.
Yeah, there's people already talking. Oh, GNS is going to run to $30, and it's like that's exactly how you end up a bag holder.
Yeah, that's exactly why they were saying 500 or 1,000 to 10,000 a share on AMC when I got in. I was like, let's make 1 million real quick.
Well, we were playing on the T0 plan, right? Mark's plan for T0. The industry people thought it was a good idea, and Adam Aron told him to stand down and that it was likely illegal in an unofficial company tweet. That is insane. And I've thought in my head a million times, I ought to file against him for that tweet and manipulating the stock. Because T0 security token is not illegal. It's approved by the SEC and FINRA. It's the only platform that is. And Overstock did it beautifully. They went from like $2 to 300 something, and then when it came back down, they converted the stock back into common. They raised money, they saved the company, and shareholders made a ton of cash.
Yeah, but Spence, people are still running with today I see some Christ ball guy that it's all related with Mark's connection with Citadel, this and that. These people are still running with the same shit they were running a year ago, and then you wonder why they are where they are today. It's like people just anything for retweets, likes, all follows. I don't want.
Citadel's involved in every aspect of the market. You can't go anywhere and not see Citadel involved with it. But the thing is, this whole crypto exchange blow up, all this stuff going on, Gary Gensler with all his blockchain stuff, T0, David Goon going to T0, the executive, the top guy from the ICE division of the NYSE. They're coming out with BSTX. They want all the stocks on the blockchain. That's what they want to do. It's going to streamline any market making and make it super, super profitable. Plus, you're getting rid of potentials for over leveraging in stocks, right? Volatility is great in the stock market. That's why all corruption happens. So you have volatility plays, and that's where people make big bucks. But if you have blockchain and there's a ledger, then you have a calm, controlled stock market that people can make stable gains on, right? And that's what the BSTX is trying to set up. If you have calm, controlled gains, then if you're a hedge fund or a market maker, Citadel's got top spot. They're the top market maker. They're one of the top hedge funds. If they come out and support BSTX, they can secure the volatility window down to a more narrow margin, and they can just make a solid profit as the top market maker every year. Citadel isn't making their money off of trades every day. They're making their money from payment for order flow. So you set the brokers up to make tons of money on payment for order flow, and now you're marketing through the BSTX, which is more stable. You don't have your little sub brokers blow up like Robinhood. Robinhood did. So it's blockchain stocks are coming.
Don't say nothing about my Robinhood, okay?
Hey, that's part of the problem. Sugar's ass is still on Robinhood.
Hey, I made the most money on Robinhood, man. It's good for me. Why you wanted me to,
you use whatever brokers you want to use. It's up to you. It doesn't matter. The broker doesn't change anything about the stock market.
I got 4 brokers.
TD Ameritrade is payment for order flow. So is that Interactive Brokers. Like it's a thing. I get it.
Wait till Sam Bankman's 600-some million shares of Robinhood blow up into the market and become valueless. Robinhood's going to have a problem.
No. He promised those to BlockFi. He took a loan against those to BlockFi. So they actually, there's a court or suit anyway that BlockFi filed against them for those shares because he owes them to BlockFi.
Spence, stop shilling my Robinhood. Okay, I got like 2 Robinhoods, TD Ameritrade and Fidelity. How's that?
Hey man, if you want to use the baby app because it's got nice pictures, you do it. Bro.
Hey, I use it for options because it's the fastest. Like I have E-Trade, I have TD Ameritrade. But like their options trading is awful, and like you get the worst fills. Like, if I'm going to be in and out of a trade, I'm Robinhood all day.
I hate phone app brokerages. I'm old school. I love using my PC for doing my options trading. I only use my app if there's like an emergency sell, right? But the app brokerages, like Fidelity's app, is awful. It's just enough to make buys and purchases, but if you try to do any options trading on it, it's garbage.
Oh God, E-Trade's UI is awful. Like it truly is like archaic. And I was like doing options on there, and I was like, what in God's name? I was getting the worst fills, and then like I was waiting forever to sell, and I was like, this is terrible. Like I didn't like it.
Yeah, I do all mine on PC.
TD's not great either, and so I was just like, I'll go back to Robinhood. Like I have to wait. I never have to wait for a fill, like either buying or selling. Like they've just made it super easy for options trading. So they won my heart.
You guys have to teach me the options, man, because we got to make money once the call after this split or whatever, Spence. You guys have to help me out because I don't know nothing, and I don't want to waste any chance to make money because this is my last chance.
The best way to learn options that I did is find a company with an options chain where the stock price is super cheap. Buy one call option for a strike price just out of the money. So if it's like
paper trade. You can paper trade options. Paper trade until you figure it out.
For $250, just buy one. So you're not putting a ton of money. It's just a super cheap trade, right? Buy one lot, which is 100 shares or whatever. Buy something super cheap at Hycroft, right?
Before we start talking about buying those Spence, like you need to learn the Greeks, like period.
Well, see, that's where people get lost, though, Amy, is when they talk about options trading, they've never done it before.
It's literally the most important part of options.
I know it is, but the problem is people don't even understand the strikes, and then when you push Greeks on them on the first trade, like just buy something super cheap to learn how the strike works, and then go in and go, okay, well, I bought that one, I spent like $10 on it or whatever, and I didn't profit. What happened at expiration? Then you go in and go, well, your Greek screwed you up because your option devalued into your expiration time frame. But I've tried to teach a couple people about Greeks in the options they're playing, and it just blows their mind up like crazy. It's just nuts.
Okay, well, maybe we should have a space with talking about the Greeks because I
that'll be nice, man. If we
look, if you need to understand gamma, you need to understand delta. Like you need to, theta is probably the most important, right? Because that's your time value. Like it's taken away. So like, maybe we need to just have like we can have a space and just do like a, very patient, ask all the questions you want to ask type of thing because I'm happy to help, but I just don't think anybody, if you don't understand the Greeks and you don't understand how these things affect your trade with options, you're just not ever really going to do well because you don't really know, right? Like, for example, if I'm buying an option, right, like the first thing I check is the delta and the gamma, and of course the theta, and there's things to know, and you can do a really basic part of rundown of the Greeks to understand at least what you're getting into, because you don't have to have a thorough, like, you don't need to know the derivatives of it and like and if you're just doing simple options trading, right? But I mean, I do more complicated option trading in spreads and things like that, but you can get into that once you know the Greeks.
Okay.
I think Thinkorswim has a really good paper trading options platform.
Yeah, I have that. I never used it. Like, it's. I was talking to Lurk one time, and he was trying to tell me, and after that I don't know what happened. I never talked or what happened, but he was trying to tell me too, with the Thinkorswim. But so here's another question somebody just sent me. I don't know why people are so scared. I'm not that bad of a guy. Like, I don't really. People can just come up and ask, but maybe some people are just shy. So they're giving me a scenario like, let's say, after the reverse split, the stock drops down to maybe because he has to raise money. Adam Aaron does another 100, and the stock pops up like $150.
You're kind of going in and out, Sugar.
Oh, you didn't hear?
Rent free.
Right. Totally.
Okay, so do you want me? Do you guys didn't hear what I said?
I think you
You're
said.
Clear now. You're clear now.
Okay, so the question.
Somebody asked you what happens after a reverse split.
And this weather is really bad. I can't hear you guys because my connection goes in and out.
I think the question was, after the reverse split, can he dilute more? And the answer is yes.
Yeah. It's crazy if he doesn't at that point.
When he asks, so he has to get the authorized shares to cover the conversion, right? And I can almost guarantee you he'll ask for more than just what he needs so that he has the author. And it's in the 10K for APE, right? Like that he can and will ask for the appropriate amount to do the conversion. So yeah, he can and he will, and he should. It's the right business move for cash.
This whole thing is going to be really interesting, and I just I want to make the best out of it. The money, I did really good when I was swinging, and now I have a decent amount of APE, and I just want to make the best money going forward, and because there are a lot of other places you can make money too. Once I get my money out, I'm just gonna do. I'm not buying and holding. Unless there are few. I always say never marry a stock unless it gives you kids. By kids I mean dividends. So. I mean this whole thing buy and hold for last 2 years, man. It has been a disaster. But I'm glad when
But look, there is a theory behind buy and hold. That you buy and hold stocks that pay you a dividend. Like the stocks that you hold on to for long periods of time are stocks that pay you to hold on to them, or you're doing you're selling options against them to actively manage the position. Like just buying and holding and sitting on something. Like if your money's not making you money, what are you doing? That's I don't get it.
There are so many places. Go ahead, Spencer.
Here's another thought for people after reverse split, right? So if Adam Aaron comes out reverse split and asks to sell more AMC for a capital raise, and somehow he doesn't get authorization to do it, which I don't think will happen, all he has to do is come out and threaten that he's going to issue another special dividend of APE. That's all he has to do.
Which he can. He's going to get all that APE back, so he can.
They've got 4.5 billion ape left over in the treasury that they can say we're going to issue a special dividend, and they don't need a vote on it. That 2013 filing where they basically constructed ape is pretty clear. So if people turn down AMC dilution after reverse split, Adam Aaron should sell AMC stock and raise $500 million if it goes through, right? But if people try to turn it down, he's we're going to do a special dividend again, and he's just going to cut you in half, and then Ape's going to drop to $10 or $5 or whatever and go down, and he'll start the process all over again. So
I don't really trust that man. All his words, I'm the man of my word, checkmate, pounds, crow soup. Like, he even took Mark's crow and he was trying to serve the crow, make crow soup. And, I haven't seen anything that man has done that come out to be true. He didn't save the company, retail did. He didn't buy any tickets, retail did. Retail buy all the merchandise. So to make him, portray him like he's a silverback or the best CEO in the world, he hasn't done jack shit. Like, look at Highcroft Mining. I mean, even Diane, she's taking a page from his book and she's using, and it's just, this whole thing has been just, I've never
At least she came out and talked about the naked shorts with the GNS stuff today. That, to me, was obviously a sign that she's basically saying you can talk about this, which Adam Aaron, and the thesis is Adam Aaron can't talk about naked shorting, which is
that
bullshit.
was always bullshit. That was always bullshit.
Like,
I called that bullshit a long time ago.
Yeah, how long these guys, but it's 60-day quiet period, then it was this phase 6, like Bigums and Blunts and all
quiet periods are real. Like they're 30 days before earnings, like CEOs, things like that, they are in a quiet period. That is true. They can't, I mean, anything that's not material, they can't talk about. So the only thing they can talk about is things that are material and have been released through an 8K. So like that's a real thing. And that's every CEO. That's not Adam Aaron. That's every CEO of a publicly traded company.
It depends on what side of the fence you're on too. There's certain CEOs that do whatever they want and never get in trouble, and then there's some that are under the gun. The SEC is the biggest joke organization, enforcement agency in history. Like, they're a revolving door agency, pay to play. And then look at our Congress. Insider trading is so insane in Congress. So if you're a lobbyist and you're in a big company and you got boys in Congress and they're telling the SEC what to do, then you can basically do whatever you want.
Yep. Gregory, go ahead, man.
Yeah, I was just going to say that I totally, until today, had been sold on the fact that Adam Aaron couldn't say anything about the stock price and naked shorting, and his focus was on making the business profitable. After today, and I understand GNS, that CEO started that business 10 years ago. It's his baby, right? It's his passion. So he's going to fight for it. But
there's nothing illegal about talking about your stock or talking about any of this. There's nothing. He's not legally bound by anything to not talk about it. That's not.
But he
that's not a thing.
He definitely avoids it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. That's my eyes.
It's pretty discouraging, isn't it?
Yeah, my eyes were pretty open today. My eyes were kind of open big time by the GNS CEO.
I'll tell you this, man. I still love AMC as a company. I love the theater. Like, if I had one closer, I'm an hour away from one now. If they would have got the Regal locations, I'd still be going to AMC because we put so much effort into the company, and Adam Aaron screwed us, right? That's nothing to be upset about. It's discouraging what Adam Aaron is doing. But if you like AMC Theater as a company still, there's nothing wrong with that. We put a lot of effort into making that company stay alive. They're not going through bankruptcy because of us.
And I love movies too. Like everybody, like
guess what? I love going to the movies too. Shocker.
Yep.
Everybody loves the movies.
Yep. But the people running the company are he's the captain of the ship. And if he can do the job right, or his board cannot do the job right to, to make his company profitable, then they should be taken out, resigned.
What's crazy is everybody collectively made AMC the brand name of the theater. They're the Kool-Aid, the Band-Aid, the Doritos of the movie theater industry now. In 2019, nobody gave a shit what movie theater they went to. I went to the one with the nicest seats, right? Now AMC is the name in movie theaters and will be the name in popcorn. And we built that. We built that brand. Adam Aron is squandering it on such a massive level. Even Tara said, Tara's great at branding and social media. And she realized that Adam Aron was squandering the potential and the brand of AMC. He's always late to the table. He always fails to strike when the iron's hot. Merchandise should have been out a year ago. Popcorn should have been on the shelves already. And the credit card should have been out 6 months ago. It's just crazy, the delay in everything that's happening.
I'm just happy Tara's not doing these calls anymore, man. She did it for the longest. She started. I'm just happy to see her, shining. I'm glad, she moved past everything. And I know she still holds shares and everything, but, she just didn't want to stand the stress and all that, especially as Adam, it's like not doing anything. And you see all these CEOs of little companies, like companies not even, market cap was 10 or 18 million of Genius, and all these people, and here you are, a person who had 4 million or 3 million retail investors backing him. In every single decision he made, retail backed him. Look at Hycroft. I mean, that's just wrong.
Well, here's what's crazy is the last earnings call, he said, we're going to phase out AMC On Demand, right? I'm like, okay, whatever. They're not doing right by AMC On Demand. They just put AMC On Demand on Fire TV. Like, they just put it on there. So they're still promoting and pushing AMC On Demand as the CEO is saying, we're going to phase it out. So if you go in and start buying more movies on this platform, a year from now, they phase it out. You just lost all your money. How are they still advertising something that the CEO said they're going to phase out?
Yes, I think it's really stupid for them to phase that out. If anything, they should be expanding that business, not phasing it out. And they should figure out how, because right now it's just like a voodoo, right? Like where you pay per movie. But like if they can figure out how to turn that into a legitimate streaming thing, that's what they should be focusing on. Phasing it out is a mistake, I think.
And I like it. I've got movies on it, and the app to my Apple TV is pretty great. I thought it was great. If they would just hook up with Netflix or whatever and put some TV show content on there and make it more accessible to everybody, they got a winning platform right now because the AMC brand name is huge. So hopefully they figure it out. But for him to say they're phasing it out and then advertise it, how much money are they wasting in advertisement right now?
Yeah. Well, I mean, to be able to put TV shows and stuff on there, you have to get licensing, right? Like that's why Netflix lost Friends. Because HBO bought, they were able to pay for the licensing. So, I mean, that takes money. But if you start allotting money to expanding that, right, and doing the research and getting it done right, like it could make the money. But I mean, I don't know. I'm kind of convinced he doesn't want them to make money. I don't know at this point.
There was a time when, remember, we were even all trying to chip in or buy a special dividend expense. Remember when we were ready to even put $500 to $1,000 a person?
So you're talking about the NFT sales?
Yeah, easily raised $1 billion. If we would have done a special NFT, remember that? When you were talking and we were starting and people were like, no, he cannot do that. Oh, this and that. People were making excuses
He brought it up and said, you guys are willing to buy NFTs out of pocket to pay down debt. And he said, it's on the table. We're thinking about it and we'll see. That was months and months ago. He didn't do it because, one, it would have exposed that there's probably not 4 million shareholders, right? If it would have made $200-300, if you as a company can sell NFTs to raise capital to pay debt, that changes the game because you don't have to dilute anymore. You can keep your following and you can say, let's do another 200 million capital raise so we can prevent a dilution. That changes the entire stock market, right? He didn't do it because if it did raise money, that is huge against the short sellers, because a company that can just raise $200 million out of thin air because your investors just want to put their pocket money into it, that's huge, because your pocket money turns into stock gains so you can get it back. And that's hard on the shorts. He didn't do it because he's in bed with the bondholders. A year ago, if he would have sold NFTs, AMC NFTs, to raise capital at different rarities with functionality, utility, meaning if you buy an NFT, they sell 1 million NFTs at 2 different rarities at different prices that all have the option to potentially have a end of year drawing to get a free movie ticket or something. Those NFTs will value. The AMC NFTs on Wax are still selling for $30. The worthless NFTs are selling more than the current stock price. He could have disrupted the entire market with this idea. And even though I came out and said, let's do this, the whole community accepted it, even people that hate me, and Adam Aron still didn't do it.
Yeah, well, he had to give his buddies an easy way out with 66 cents, for a share, man. That's what he did. Like, that man has done nothing but destroy the shareholders' money. And these fucks are still, I'm sorry, Diva, these people are still, he's the silverback, the best CEO. Like, dude, his actions say otherwise. That GNS guy, and I don't know why he followed. He just followed me. Like, the guy has so many, 900,000 followers. And, he followed me the other day, and I saw it. I was like, man, look at this guy. And today when I saw the share price, I was like, man, the tweets he put out, at least he's trying. He's not sitting on his ass or tweeting about, some fake pounds or some fake checkmate. He's doing his best to do something. And here we are, the retail did everything, and you're going to give all the credit to the silverback? The fuck you are.
GNS CEO has skin in the game. Adam Aron already made $30 million off of selling stock and then diluted us.
His salary was $20 million at the height of 2020. And then he sold 30-something million worth of stock. He walked away with $60 million in a year.
And his kid, like we all have kids, we all have families. His kid made more money than probably any of us, and he didn't do jack shit.
Yeah, he quit his job and became a professional day trader.
Exactly.
And he had money in FTX.
Yeah, and people like, you cannot say that his son made money. Like, yeah, come and tell me now. I can't say that. For longest, I was like,
both of them did.
So, if Adam Aron would have came out after we denied dilution, if he would not have said anything about T0 and let Mark go to work, even if they didn't do T0, Mark talking about a 1-to-1 token for AMC, we would have still been over $30. We never would have dropped below it, because the short industry was worried about having another overstock event, right? That could have bought us enough time through margin calls, through Melvin Capital's blow up. Right before Melvin Capital blew up, GME and AMC ran like crazy. Somebody got in trouble, somebody got margin called, and then a couple weeks later, Melvin Capital blew up. AMC ran.
No, that's because he went long. He started a long only fund.
Yeah, that was
at the absolute worst time. And so he got blown up on the short, then he got blown up on the long, and then it was like, okay, it's just time to quit, buddy.
That was on purpose. Ken Griffin loaned him money, billions. He went long on Facebook, which was a disaster. But when he did that, Citadel opened up puts on Facebook. It was like the most obvious scam I've ever seen in my life.
We live and learn, man. I definitely learned one thing. Never follow anybody blindly. And never, listen to everyone. And at the end of the day, do your research. Do what makes sense to you and do what makes you money.
Go ahead. Sorry.
No, go ahead.
I'm just looking up the Ion AMC NFTs on Wax, right? Let's see how much those are still selling for. compared to the stock, and that should tell you something. Man, hold on, let me find it. I'm new at this again. Let's see, Wax apps. There we go. Atomic.
Anyone want to come up and talk? You are more than welcome, man. It's open floor.
And you know, Adam Aaron said, and AMC said that the ION AMC NFTs were supposed to get digital content drops. That was over a year and a half ago. No content has been dropped to those NFTs yet. That was part of owning the stock, was you could get exclusive digital content drops because you now own the AMC NFTs. And there's some still selling. It looks like it's starting to average out around $10 an NFT. So more than the stock's worth, which is insane.
Yeah. So what will be the lollipop after the reverse split? I see the new one. I ride with you. What's going to be the next one?
After the reverse split, the long-only AMC shareholders are going to lose their minds, and they are going to come out raging against Adam Aaron.
Well, when you have only 1,000 shares, it's going to be left with 100 shares. And if your average cost is $220...
Less than that, buddy, because you're converting 800 ape into 800 million some ape into 516 million AMC. So you're not just getting diluted at a 1-to-1. You're getting diluted at like 1.25, right? So your loss on the conversion for holding AMC into a reverse split is going to be a disaster.
Well, look, I mean, when you convert, right, so the entire float of APE will become AMC. So AMC will have 1.4 billion shares at the height once it converts. And that's going to immediately dilute the stock price. Like, I mean, you're adding 800-something million shares to the float. So that's why he has to reverse split it. That, like, it's going to dilute the stock price unimaginably. And then he's going to reverse split it, and it'll spike back up. But because he's going to reduce the float by 10x, right? It's going to reduce by 10x to 140 million. That's where he's getting 140 million from. So that's basically how it's going to run down. But it's going to dilute AMC enormously right off the jump on the conversion.
You're going to get cut in half, and then you're going to get cut in a quarter on conversion on your AMC shares.
Like, he has done nothing about that. Like, he literally destroyed the price of this. Like, first he took and gave us this ape lollipop, and now he's going to take it and convert that lollipop, try to make into another lollipop, and then he's going to split into a reverse split and make it another lollipop. It's like...
Well, like, if your cost average is like $20, right? It's going to 10x. So your cost average will be $200. So even if the stock price starts trading at $50, you still need $150 on that to break even.
After I cash my ape out, if I do it before or after conversion, as soon as he reverse splits and I see $50, $60, $70 share price, $30, whatever it is, I'm buying puts on it because he's going to announce he wants to do a capital raise. But the shorts that he sold ape under $1 to, who just covered at sub $3 for free in the money, are going to reopen shorts at 30, 40, $50. So I'm going to reverse the dilution that he put on retail by playing the obvious downside of AMC at that point in time. And then I'll take those gains and I'll go buy a Oreo popcorn and go see Quantum Mania.
This whole thing, man. I don't know, but I don't want to miss this chance. Let's see. I have a lot of ape and gets converted. And, I really hope 3 months ago when me and you were talking, I was talking to Lurk too. I told them, like, I didn't tell everybody, but I told people, like, some that I bought ape. And then after a few weeks, I told people, like, I sold my AMC. I have very few AMC left. And I bought a lot of ape. And ape was still at $1.17. And after that, it went to 66 cents. And I bought a lot more, And people were calling me this ape radio people like you are a shill to let me say that you sold. I'm like, no, I'm just saying this is what I did. And I hope some of the people did. I know they told me like, hey, we bought some ape. I didn't tell people to do. I told people what
I was gonna say. I think the best thing is figure out your plan for what you want to do, and execute your plan however you execute it. Don't sit in rooms looking for other people's plans because their investment is not your investment. So you can't trade. I can't trade an investment the way that Spencer's going to trade an investment, right? I'm going to trade my plan. Have your plan. Have your entry. Have your exit. Execute your plan, and that's it. There's not any reason to be on here, looking for somebody else's plan because you're not in their investment.
Yeah, and like my I'll be good either way because my average cost is $1.07. So it doesn't either way, any way it go, I'll be okay. But a lot of people, those who have their average cost and they don't own a lot of APE and they have a lot of AMC, like for $10, $15, $20, once he does reverse split, your 1,000 shares going to be left for only 100 shares. And to cover your $15 cost, your 100 share has to be one share has to be $150. To me, that's just crazy. I mean, I'll be happy to see $50 to $80, but man, to see $150, $200, I don't know, man. I hope it does. Because there are a lot of people, there are a lot of good people, and I hope they can make money. I hope people don't lose money, man. That's the last thing, but people have to start thinking for themselves, start doing what's best for them.
Well, I'll tell you what, if the gap stays and it converts, I'm going to take profit directly after. If the reverse split doesn't pass or it's delayed a couple days, I'm going to buy like $3-4 strike AMC calls out for like 30 days. If it's at the same exact time, if it converts and reverse split at the same time, I'm not buying those calls and I'll just wait to get those puts to the downside. But the people just pump in, still buy and hold AMC through a conversion reverse split, a 1.25 convert reverse split, 10-1. It's going to be a disaster for the shareholders who are not waking up to what's going on.
People will live and learn, man. We make mistakes, we learn from them, and people, we'll see. You do what's best for you. I'll do what's best for me, and let people do whatever their life heart desires. Let them do that. Man, yeah. Somebody just added me to the list of FUD Packers and Shills. This Clark guy, man, he used to follow me. The
Who
last
is it?
account. This Clark W guy, Chris Dole. There's a group called Packers and Shills, and he just added me. Is he going to give me a Bum of the Year award too?
You know what it's going to be? It's going to be a list of FUD and shills all the way through the reverse split. And then the person creating that list is going to be like, oh my God, my position just got destroyed. Adam Aaron screwed me.
Nah, they won't. Some of these people will still not. They will wait for his another lollipop.
If they even have a position, man. A lot of people here, I think there's a lot of influencers who don't even have a position. We're just building followings on here, so I'll tell you what, my conviction in the conversion right now is I've got 17,000 ape shares and some change. I'm willing to take a 20% downside in case conversion doesn't pass, and I'll get rid of it and take the loss and walk away and be done with it. But as of right now, the way the bondholders and shorts are set up from what Adam Aaron did, looks like conversion is a definite thing that's going to happen. So if I make 50 to 100% on a conversion, I make a lot of money back, right? Which really I didn't take because I got in and out and I played other plays. I didn't really take a loss on the year from AMC or the 2 years. But if this convert goes through and the price gap stays the same and it stays above my cost average, I mean, that's a great play. And it's pretty much laid out on the table. They want to convert. It's all the rage. That's why AMC and APE are up where they're at right now. Everybody's talking about it. It's got the attention of the entire market. So That's where I'm sitting right now. I really think it's going to convert. I think the reverse split's going to have more trouble than the conversion. And if AMC runs and you're only in Ape, there's nothing wrong with that because you're either making gains on Ape running with it or the spread gets bigger and your conversion pays out more. So I'm not sure why people would only hold AMC right now.
Well, at least, since, you did, I did, we've been doing the calls. A lot of people, Spence, did buy, like even with Pedro does calls and Bam, people, I'm glad at least there's some of us, those who are, not scared of anybody or, not here for, all the clout. Like we are doing, our best so we can make money and, hopefully some people can make money. And some people did buy Ape. I know at least 6-7 people, those who, send me a DM like, hey, I bought platform Ape, and I'm like, man, I hope, with the conversion because it'll help everybody. Let's hope, let's see.
Well, think of this too. Let's say tomorrow the options chain's pretty juiced up for AMC. The SPY did a little bit of a recovery today. The market kind of tried to pivot back a little bit. GNS had a crazy run, so there was a pinch. If AMC runs to 701 tomorrow and closes above that, Ape's going to run with it. And if it runs 30-40% and AMC options close out just in the money and runs a risk of some type of gamma coming into the play, that's big. I mean, I don't have to be an AMC and risk the dilution to make the gains because Ape is either going to follow it or the conversion gap is going to be 50, 60, 70%. But there is movement in the market. I mean, somebody knows what's going on. I think there's smaller funds covering their AMC to buy Ape in that the market is shifting in favor more bullishly of the arbitrage play, which has given us our price action. So even if Ape drops 30% and then they convert, I'm still making a 40% gain.
Let's hope so, man. I'm really hopeful this time. I'm gonna make money, regardless of going up, down, whichever way. I'm gonna make money whichever way I can. Then I'm gonna sit back and play other plays, man. There's a lot of money to be made in this market if you're doing it right. If you are, if you are paying attention, if you are here to learn and educate yourself, you can. But
I'll tell you what, if you see Adam Aaron tweet that conversion's off the table, I'm selling everything. I'm selling all my Ape immediately.
Damn right. I am too.
Hey, I just want to ask a question. The artist is in here, and I do see the artist. He's friendly with everybody, and I do see him over. I do know he goes on Ape Radio, but he has opinions about AMC and Ape. I wonder why he's never called a shield, but everybody else is called a shield when it comes to difference of opinion. And who is Amy the hairdresser? Who is that?
She's right next to you in the speaker role.
Oh, I thought she was a stock person. Oh, I didn't.
She owned the business.
You can.
I'm only saying that because someone's very nasty with their tweets that they're talking about people in this.
That's okay, Miss Harris. If you start paying attention to low lives and losers like this.
No, I'm just asking a question. It's because first of all, it's rude.
Wait, I probably can't see it. What did he say?
No, I'm just saying it's rude. I didn't know that you was Amy the hairdresser. I was just reading some stuff they were saying.
Well, tell them to come up and say it here on my call.
Yeah, they
tell
in
them
here.
They have guts. Come here.
They're in here, so I'm wondering why.
What's wrong with being a hair? I have a career, and what's wrong with that? Like, who
nothing
on somebody for working?
I'm not.
And Amy, I will say, I never ever made fun of you for being a hairdresser. That's one perk to me, because
you expect your guy to make a year.
Ridiculous.
Hey, and all the.
Excuse me, guys.
I just want to say.
I just want. Sorry, man. Go ahead.
I just want to say one thing. If anybody if you are really that tough and all that, you want to just tweet, come up the call. If you're really that tough, let me see how tough you are. And if you can say all you want, Miss Harris, if you start paying attention to losers and low lives like these, those who are not here to make money and do anything with their life, just don't pay attention. You know how much money hairstylist makes? My wife spends more money on the hair cuts than anything else, so I know how much money.
I know they make a killing. I do.
So
that for a fact.
Anybody what they do in their life, in their personal life as a profession, it's none of anybody's business. So don't pay too much attention to these losers. Let's just carry on. Artist, go ahead. Sorry for interrupting you, man.
No, it's okay, man. I just wanted to come up and say hi to Diva, Spence, and as well as you, Shug, and Amy. Diva, I didn't know who was Amy as well. I heard of her name, going around on spaces and stuff, but I didn't know who they're talking about until I had to come over here. And when I saw Amy and I saw the name, I had to ask if she was the one that people talking about. And to answer your question, I don't know if you asked the question about me not being called a shill or anything. Well, I. Go ahead, Diva. I want to hear you.
No, that was me. I was answering your question. Yeah, that was me who asked. Well, I wonder why they don't call you that, because you go to everybody's calling you friendly with everybody, but they never tag you. Put a name tag.
No. I believe that because I don't engage in that silliness. I try to keep it neutral with everybody because and believe me, I was questioned. There was one time that I was on the other side, and I said a few things about what I heard here, there, ideas, right? The opinions, right? And right away, I wasn't attacked, but I was obviously lectured. Oh, you go over there, you're not learning anything. Is over there is about shilling and it's blah 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 blah. And I came up for it because what the heck? I'm just gonna be myself, right? And since I'm not really going around to be popular with anybody, if I want to come up, it's very rare for me to come up and say anything, And I've been a little loose enough because I've been around, right? And everybody sees me, right? But I only come up to 2 space calls that has to do with AMC. I don't go to David and Goliath. I don't go to Soyak as much. I went there a few times, but I don't really like going there too much. And and me going to Ape Radio, I got a few friends there. I got a few friends that I really dig with, right? Doesn't mean that I hang with everybody, but usually that's where I started. Basically, after Spence and Jeremy had their space together. And when you, Diva, was there as well, I used to hang out a lot there. But, after all the shit happened and everybody started going their ways, but for me, it was all about wanting to learn and inform myself. And when I was questioned about why are you going over there, you're not learning anything, I said, listen, I'm an adult, man. I'm an adult. If I jump to every space that I go to and I hear something different, I am old enough to go and research it myself, and I'll make judgment of what I research. If it's a lie, well, you know what? I'm gonna take it with me, and I'm just gonna keep rolling. I'm not gonna come back and say, "Hey, Spence, I heard this shit from you, and you just a shill." You understand? That's just childish, bro. If you believe that his opinion is not quite right, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go and tell Spence, can I debate this with you? Because I got this and I learned this. And, when we go off and throw it back and forth. And that's how adults do things. You think that those people over there in AMC, those boards and all that shit, you think that they're going to be calling themselves shills? No. They sitting around in a round fucking table negotiating how to make money. That's it. That's what they're gonna do. They don't care about the outside, what's going on. They care about what's going on inside, and they're gonna be going back and forth how to make the shit better, how to make more money for themselves. End the story. That's it. So, basically, I want to be basically right there at the seat of the table as well, just learning from here and there, making my own judgment and making no moves, and to come out, come out with my head up and make the best of it. So that's all I wanted to say, guys.
Appreciate you. I really appreciate you. Thank you.
Team DRS. How are you, man?
Hey, good. I was just going to ask that guy who was just speaking, what's his stance on Adam Aaron and the reverse split?
What can I say, man? I mean, oh man, I really don't have an opinion on that. It's like I let bygones be bygones, and whatever is coming down the pipes, I'm very well prepared for whatever is coming, because I'm not going to be caught up with my pants down and have something be rolled up on top of me after being almost 2 years on this, right? So right now it's like all eyes is on what's going to be happening in the future, regarding AMC and the Ape thing and all that stuff. At first, I wasn't too thrilled about, to be honest with you, with the Ape thing at first, because I remember back then when it was brought up, and to my knowledge, because this is where I heard everywhere else, right? That the Ape was created because it was gonna some form of way. It was going to bring like a share count, and it was going to expose how many shares are really is in the market and what's real, what's not. So, and then along the way, things started to change. It was not, there was no more talk about that. It was like, oh, there's something different now. And from that came the conversion share. And from that came that is to get more money for more capital. So it's just been like kind of like a disaster for me in a way that how is something went from one thing to another, then now the Save Billy thing and and all that stuff. I didn't come over here to save no company. I came to fucking make money on this shit. If I want to fucking save a company, I'll go to Salvation Army and do that shit.
The artist.
Yeah.
You're swearing.
I'm sorry. Oh my God, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, dude. I'm so sorry. Forgive me. So yeah, I don't really have too much opinion on that. It's just I'm just rolling with the roll and just getting pieces of information here and there as much as I can. And I took precautions, in case of anything happens, whatever. I'm very well covered. So I'm not really worried about it no more.
Miss Harris, can you close your ears for one minute, please?
No. I know you got to go at it, but
no, sure, don't do it.
I need to say,
well, you guys never ask about my opinion about Adam Aaron, so I would.
Everybody knows your opinion about Adam Aaron. You got 4 banned accounts.
Okay, let me say, I'll get off here so you can go here and do your swearing. Amy, I did not know that was you. I promise I didn't know that's who they were.
You're fine.
I didn't know, and I apologize. Please forgive me, because I don't talk
No.
about...
No. You don't need to apologize for what somebody else said. I'm very proud of what I do, and I don't have any problem. Like, it's other people who have a problem with apparently my choice in career. I don't. So I don't apologize for what somebody else says. I don't take offense to that.
Okay, thank you.
Flip, how are you, my friend?
My brother. What's up, Shug?
You just know, man. Just living the dream. Talking about our favorite snake, Cobra, Adam Aaron.
The Cobra. Bro,
that's his name, Cobra Adam Aaron, not Silverback Adam Aaron.
Am I the only one that's I just got on here, guys, so I don't know what you guys have been talking about, but am I the only one that's been feeling just the fucking different range of emotions today? I mean, I started out, I'm sick to my stomach, but at the same time excited. It's such a weird feeling for somebody that, like all of us that have been in this thing from day one, and it's like, just to see another CEO come and just grab this thing by the fucking reins and just take it to where we've been saying that Adam Aaron should have been doing this from day one, and then it just rip over 300%. I mean, I'm just like,
several CEOs,
Yeah. I don't even know, dude. I've been so out of touch with everything because I've just gotten to the point where I needed to step away. But like, to see this guy just come out of nowhere and just do exactly what we've just been asking for like the last year and a half, 2 years, is just like, it's like, I mean, I'm so like frustrated, but at the same time, I'm excited because it's like a feeling of vindication that we were right and we knew we were right. But it's like, God, man, like I don't know how he can not like just I don't know what he must be thinking right now. He's got to see all of us tagging him in this shit.
When the banks came out against Elon Musk during the 420 days, right? There's multiple instances where they said, we will quit funding liquidity for you as a bank unless you negotiate and stand down to the SEC, right? These institutions that want to short these companies down to nothing to unload their assets and hold zombie stocks on the books for years until they come out of bankruptcy 10 years later. It's all a huge scam, man. And that's exactly what's going on. I'm pretty confident some of the shorts that were in GNS were probably in there still loading at 40 cents or whatever the low price was. They were probably still selling securities of it at that low of a price. They just got pinched. Now, I think Cosm started this with their CEO coming out and being vocal and open, seeing the support that was out there. But now that they have like this coalition of people that are coming out against naked shorting, I'm hoping with Wes Christian, the CEOs, Project Veritas, and whoever else, they actually take this straight into Congress and say, hey, how many trillions of dollars have you guys just robbed from 401ks over the period of the past 20 years?
Well, wait. What did I miss with Project Veritas? How do they mix into this?
They're starting to pop up here and there in the calls with naked shorting and talking about the stock market a little bit. There's a little bit going on with them.
Oh, wow. That's super exciting.
Nothing definite yet, but I see them popping up more.
Yeah, that would be massive if they drop some bombshell video from that.
When Congress came out and pretty much shut down the insider stock trading bill, and then now that the House has changed, they're reopening that bill. In between there, Project Veritas talked about that bill a little bit. But
yeah, well, this has just been a day, man. I'll tell you what, I'm just trying to catch up and just kind of just chew on what I've been watching. It's like I jumped in. I was lucky enough to jump in when it hit like $1.30 or something. I was watching Roger's tweets the last couple days.
47 cents.
Good for you. You deserve it. Yeah, I mean, I was just held up with this, idea of even doing anything because I just didn't want to get caught, with some. Because I once the halt started today, I go, oh, here we go with their bullshit.
Yeah, that's.
Well, those volume candles were pretty nasty though. Like that one on the first halt up was like 3 million on the candle on that volume. It was nuts.
Look at some of the institutions that are long GNS. I mean, BlackRock's in there. BlackRock's a complete disaster right now. The funds that are loaded long on these big companies, they have less halts when they're running like this. It's absolutely insane. Like HKD
was pretty steady flow until like those halts started, right? And then that like the first halt down was a huge sell of like just 2 something million, and then immediately 3 million, and like so it halts like that only when there's like this drastic 10% change, right? In like the under 5 minutes, because they were all level up, level down halts.
Gotta adjust those algos. Trigger the halt so you can adjust your algos.
Well, I mean, the price needs a second to adjust, right? Because at one point on that last halt before the bell, it went from like 176 to 194. So like these like huge orders, and I'm guessing there was probably a lot of block trades happening off exchange and in the dark pools and stuff like that, right? So they may have been trying to execute them, whatever it was, but it was causing these huge rips, right, in the stock price. So level up, level down halts are actually like stabilize it, which I'm kind of grateful for.
Do you guys feel like tomorrow it's just going to run even more?
I don't know. Like it's, with as many shares that have traded, like how many institutions were buying today, right? Like how many of them are going to lend the shares out to borrow? Because I think the max of like borrowable shares were only like 300,000, and it was maxed out today. So I mean, if a tip bought some and starts to lend out their shares It gives it more opportunity to short. So I mean, I don't know. I mean, if it was,
but FOMO too. I mean, you think about
FOMO's huge, sure, but it went up.
It reminds me
I
of
was up
2
over
years ago.
500% today. So I mean, it absolutely could, right? If the buying pressure, I mean, it's all volume, right? Like if the volume keeps up the way it was today, yes, it's going to continue to go up.
I think there's going to be a little bit of a total market event tomorrow. There's a lot of plays right now. The SPY taking a dump at 400 and coming down to 380 something and then recovering. There's a lot of options chains on a lot of stocks that are sitting really close to in the money on a lot of calls. So
yeah, but Netflix beating is I mean, they missed on EPS, but they beat on earnings. So on revenue. So, and I mean, they threw up better numbers on their paid, the new paid service. I mean, the new ad service. They were up 4% globally on subscriptions. Like that's going to have a big effect. Like I think the market's green tomorrow.
Yeah,
that's my prediction.
The 7.1 million member increase on Netflix is, they look a lot at the member decrease and increase compared to like EPS now. They say if you have a membership, that's why Redbox was getting bought out. If you have people in the hundreds of millions in your system, you're buying people, you're buying their information, you're buying their accounts, and then you can re-advertise to those people, because who has Netflix that canceled it and still is getting emails? You know what I mean?
Well, and don't forget, I mean, for all of 2022, right? We're all bracing for, sorry, let me clear my mouth, hold on. I was eating a salad. Everyone's bracing for like Q4 and Q1 and here comes the bad earnings, right? So everyone's expecting this like Titanic of earnings to hit, and then Netflix comes in and everyone's like, oh wait, these earnings, I mean, they have like free cash flow, like you're expecting to see the worst, right? Well, so I think it'll be a sentiment shift. I mean, I think, bracing for big tech earnings is always smart, and big tech's coming, right? So I don't know. I think there'll be a little bit of a sentiment shift, and we see some upside tomorrow just because of Netflix.
Their content changed to the right age group and the right crowd, because Wednesday was huge. Wednesday brought a ton of people in.
Show.
Yeah, it went viral with her hand dance, and then if people hadn't seen it at open, they restarted Netflix to come and watch it afterwards. So they're learning.
You know what's really popular on Netflix is these like Love is Blind, like all of those like kind of reality TV kind of shows, right? But people love to be able to go on there and watch them through without stopping, right? And they just released the next season of The Crown, which is getting huge numbers. And so yeah, I think it's encouraging, and with everybody kind of sheltering for the worst in earnings, with the interest rates being as high as they are, seeing starting it off with something like Netflix doing pretty damn well, it's encouraging for the entire market, right? And you see the pairs trades of Disney, Roku, Paramount, all of them are they're gonna pair trade with it, right? So they're gonna go up, and so I think just it's what is it called? What's the saying? Something boats. Wait, high tide lifts all boats. What is it?
That sounds right.
Something like that, right? Yeah.
Yeah. So, and the bad banks did bad. The banks that are over leveraged on positions did bad, and the good banks did good, and that was kind of a mixed bag. So if they come out,
and then in the next repo come down, right? Reverse repo came down.
Yeah.
Huge.
The only thing that happened this week is they literally announced Jay Powell had COVID, and they used that as a market spike to drop the SPY to gap fill, which now we're coming into a Friday with Netflix being positive on their news into this options chain that's juiced up 50 cents below a really key strike price, with GNS pinching some shorts out. I'm pretty bullish on tomorrow. I'm hoping, I'll tell you what, if I see Ape run like 30% tomorrow, I'm taking profit, and then I'm going to wait to get back in and hope that conversion isn't announced before that. So we'll see.
Spencer, somebody sent it to me. It's a rising tide lifts all boats.
Oh yeah, I don't know. I'm not a seaman, but that sounds right.
No, I think it's a pretty good day tomorrow. And it's monthly OPEX too. I mean, it's monthly MOPEX, I guess we'll call it. So all of the stocks with monthly options expirations is tomorrow. So I don't know. I think it's gonna be an interesting day.
Here's some funny news. 4 hours ago, Variety posted Regal Cinemas to shut down 39 U.S. theater locations amid bankruptcy. So if they're not selling those to AMC and they're just shutting them down, that is a direct spite against Adam Aron, because those locations, basically what they're doing is they're saying, we're not going to sell you the location leases. We're not going to sell you the assets. We're just going to shut it down and not make money on them until we reopen under our bankruptcy clause. Which, the Regal investors, the Cineworld investors, I don't know what they think about that. What's the Cineworld stock at right now? If I was a Cineworld investor going through bankruptcy, I'd be like, you better be making all the money you can to get the stock price back up. It's sitting at 12 cents.
Oh, the investors are screwed. The only people who are going to get any money out of that is the debt holders.
12 cents. And they're not selling those locations to AMC. Their investors could have got cashed out with Ape.
They're not getting their money back.
No. If Adam Aron would have bought it with Ape, Cineworld could have said, hey, we've sold these locations. We're going through bankruptcy. We're going to award you a little bit of Ape out for your shares you're stuck with, and you can make $2 a share instead of 12 cents. They said no to AA. They pulled it off the table. He got mad about it. And they did it for a reason. Whoever wants Cineworld, whoever's going to come in and buy this out for pennies on the dollar and reopen it as a new theater chain is directly spiting Adam Aron. So that's pretty wild.
Yeah, man. I think something really good happened, with GNS. At least people could see it, like, all that bullshit people were saying, what he can say and what he cannot say. At least all that bullshit people were spreading, everybody knows that here's a CEO who doesn't have any backing and nothing as much as Adam Aron has. And yet that man is fighting. And here's our CEO who had everything, but he did nothing but other than enriching himself, his kids, and his bondholders got rich. Everybody else is still here. And I really hope, man, people make money. This conversion and split, whatever you want to do, just make your money, man. And, at least take what you invested and then think about it later, whatever you want to do. Just be smart about it.
Some more breaking news. T-Mobile has had another data breach affecting 37 million accounts. So if you have T-Mobile, check your accounts.
Better check my account. I can't wait. I'm excited for T-Mobile because of the Starlink deal they're making. It's going to be pretty awesome. I think they just announced that Starlink, some of the cruise line agencies are going to be signing a deal with Musk for Starlink on their ships.
I think which one was it? Carnival? I saw that too. I don't remember which one it was though.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. If Musk was smart, which he is, I don't know, maybe I'm dumb, I would be merging Starlink, Twitter, and potentially Tesla. I'd be making a conglomerate out of those and make them completely unshortable. Starlink IPO comes out, I'm going to wait like 2 days after IPO and buy in, because Starlink is going to end up making more money than any other company in the next 10 years. Either way. Suge, I'm going to kick off, man. I'm going to go eat some scrambled eggs.
I just wanted to say, I'm almost at my stop too. Thank you for co-hosting, Amy. Thank you as always.
Yes, I have to bathe my children too, so gotta jump off too.
Thank you guys, for coming up, and it was a really good call. We'll try to do more of this, and Team DRS and everybody listening down there, thank you for coming, and thank you for your support, and I hope you get something out of these calls, and I hope you guys can make money, man. Thank.
Hey, 505, what up, man? Was that Prometheus? I think it was. Who was saying 505 in there in the chat? Where'd it go? Prometheus, yeah, what's up, man? Dude, did you see the Guitar Center shit where the dude got choked out? And then there was something else too. Man, Albuquerque's nuts, y'all. I think they just caught some like political assassin or something. I don't know what's going on around here. Either way, thanks for coming to the chat, guys. Thanks for coming to the call. Please like, sub. Please share the video out. I'm trying to rebuild the channel after I took my little hiatus. I'm trying to get the news out to people about what's going on with AMC, because what's really happening here with all the dilution going on and the reverse split could make some people who are holding nothing but long AMC just in such a worse bag. It's just crazy what's happening. So be careful, make your strategy. I have mine. I've shared it with you guys. I'm not telling you to do it, but that's all we got for today. Good space call with Sugar and Amy and all those. Everybody, Flip coming in, man. It's good to hear from Flipping in. And I hope everybody has a great night. If you're in Albuquerque, keep your head down. Don't get messed up. Everybody's out there to get you. And around the world, guys, be safe. Hopefully tomorrow, if we have a crazy day tomorrow, I'll jump on a stream and I'll do my trades live and we'll see what's going on. I think tomorrow's going to be a good day. So I can barely hear. I don't know. Anyways, guys, thanks for coming. Please like, sub, share. You guys have a great night. Froggy Stocks out.